chasing light, shadows dance, day to night, lend a sharp soul in sight. The camera whispers, hold it tight. Click, click, moments freeze, time captured in the breeze. Yeah. The camera light, the flash ignites, frame the world, see it right. The camera light, you're the light.
I reckon at next year's BFOP we should have an air guitar competition to this song.
Nah, next year I'm getting a reggae band to play this live at the Saturday night. I don't care.
And then we
I'm
can
gonna
get
find one.
Lucinda to photograph it.
How good would that be? A proper
That'd be
reggae
awesome.
band. I'm just going to get him to
back,
loop
everybody.
play it.
Yeah, just over and over and over. Just
3
the one
hours.
song. That's all we have.
Yeah.
It's the extended mix. Welcome everybody to the Camera Life podcast. It is what is it? It's the 22nd of October.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a little while since we've been at BFOP, but we are here to bring back the magic for a little while at least in our official BFOP. Are we calling it like an unpacking party? What are we doing, Jay?
I called it the big the big BFOP recap. Yeah, something like that,
That's
which
a
I
bit
think
sad.
is pretty good. The thumbnail was good.
You would think that. Who told you it was good?
What, the thumbnail?
No, just the title.
I
did.
make
It's very good.
I thought creative writing
thanks,
was my
Nick.
gig.
Thanks, Nick.
Oh, whatever.
I appreciate it.
Anyway, welcome everybody.
Hang on, the chat's already going crazy. Anne Scott Virtue. Yo, bitches. Yo, Anne.
Yo.
Shall we hang on, since we've lost Matt. We don't know where he is. He might still be in Bright. But he might be joining us soon. Should I have a look through the chat before we do anything?
big
What
chat.
do you think?
It's a big
Yeah,
chat.
but we've also got
Bye.
Nick Fletcher here. Let's not ignore the fact that Nick is
Oh,
here.
hey, Nick.
Oh,
Hey,
Hey,
How are you?
look how colourful we
awesome.
all are.
I know.
The Mardi
everyone's
Gras of
super
photography,
colourful.
isn't it?
It'll be funny if Matt arrives and he's just got this plain, boring background.
he's absolutely going to have a plain, boring background.
Can hang shit on him for that. That'll be fun. Who's
say
in the
hello.
chat? All right, let's see who was first. Oh, David Clutterbuck. I'm
Clutterbuck.
here
Oh, hey,
already.
Dave.
I freaking love BFOP. Go, Nick, you living legend. Wow.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Quite the fan you've got
pretty
there, Nick.
big fan, I think.
Yeah.
He's a big fan. You should actually be a little bit worried, Nick, that he might follow you home or something.
Fingers
Might have a
crossed.
stalker.
Let me hope.
449 Beach Road. No pressure, Dave.
Paul, let's get this started. Yeah, we were late. Sorry.
okay,
Although that was at
Sorry, Paul.
7:03, Paul. Come on. You were
Very
early.
keen.
He's keen.
He's very keen.
Dennis
Speaking of
Smith,
keen,
School of Light. I'm halfway through my recap video edit. I'm excited to see that. There was a little teaser. We might bring that up later. I'm
okay.
excited to see the full thing. That's very cool. Another David. Dave. Sorry, Dave Fluttersuck. Dennis, can't wait for your video. The WR.
World
What's the
record, I
W?
reckon.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
You speak
guess.
you speak Fluttersuck.
It's a common athletic abbreviation, I believe.
Oh, right. I wasn't sure.
very common.
It was Amazeballs. Dave also says, "Go Nick, loved BFOP." Yeah, a lot of support for Nick early on in the chat today. Les Oakey, let's get it started. John Pickett, good to see you. Andrew Thompson, Lisa Leach, of course. Philip
Lisa.
Johnson, 18 waiting.
Hey, Philip.
18 waiting. Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
It's a big
Twig
episode.
Productions, boo to adulting. I want to be back at BFOP. Don't we all?
Hands up who wants
Yeah.
to be back at BFOP. Adulting already sucks.
Yeah.
Philip Johnson, like and subscribe I love that. Please. Yes, please do. If you're not subscribed, do that. If you don't have a YouTube account, if you're like listening from the wings, get in.
Get in the chat.
Because we want to know what your favorite moment from BFOP 2025 was tonight. So get in the chat, throw it in there. If there's a picture you can point us to, do that. Otherwise, I mean, if you're feeling real crazy, the phone line may or may not work. So call us, 0485512370. We'll see what happens. It's,
Maybe
it's a solid
David
50-50 chance that it'll work.
Yeah, maybe David Clutterbuck will call in.
Yeah.
Can you text pictures to that number?
I can
Asking for a friend.
I can receive pictures on that number. So let's.
You all know what to do.
Look, if you're going to send a photo of a cock to my phone, please let it be that inflatable cock that was rocking around on the Friday night. The one that
Dennis's
wore for a
cock.
little while. That was a nice one. There was. I don't know if that was the same cock. That was.
It was actually BFOP's cock that we lent to Dennis.
Right. You guys had your own BFOP cock.
It was a used cock.
Dirty too. What sounds
okay. Anyway, Craig Murphy's here. Hey, Craig. Dennis says, I was watching video today of the festival and my heart felt very warm, but I realized my balls are still very cold. So you haven't reheated since
the river.
The river?
Saturday night. Friday
can
night.
take some time. Les says, put some pants on. Brendan Waits, Cameron Photo. G'day all. G'day, Brendan.
Hey, Brendan.
What's up?
Lucinda is here. Hey, we're going to start the campaign tonight, Lucinda.
Yeah.
If we can get you to BFOP 2026.
Yeah.
I'm all in. There's only one There's only one holdout. We all know who it is. He hasn't even turned up because of the peer pressure he's going to come on this one.
That bloody Krumins.
Yep.
Does he hate music? What's the problem?
I don't know. You just need to ask him.
We will. We'll ask him.
Get to the
Be
bottom.
the first thing you'll pop in and be like, hey guys. And we'll be like, hey, what about music? We've already spoke to Les Oakey. Nice lighting coordination, guys. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like these. I feel like if we were more coordinated, we could blend the hues in like a color circle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe
Have
a
like a
future
hot
show.
circle in the middle, and
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
We'll work on that.
When Matt rocks up and ruins our colors. David Skinner, hello.
Hey, David.
Oh, David.
Hang on. Let me make sure I get this right. Tanina Hoare. Hey guys.
That's
Hang on, is that a joke? Is that a joke name? Was that a real name?
We either just insulted someone.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
But we're getting weird names these days. I've got to double check these sometimes. Hey
don't
guys,
know if
nice to
that's a
have a
real
little
name.
BFOP in the house.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
It
nice
is
to be in the house. Who else? Tim Siamas, everybody. Oh, it's crazy. I can't even keep up
Hey,
with you
Tim.
all. Grant Fleming,
Yeah.
Kev Morse, withdrawal symptoms. Damn right. Yeah. It's Seymour Bush is here.
Hey.
Hang on. This is embarrassing. How do I pronounce this name?
Lottie?
The J might be
Anyone?
silent. I don't know.
I'm
Hello
not
from
sure.
Gippsland.
How do we pronounce this?
I don't know, but I was looking at her photos on the group the other day. They were
Yeah, same. And then I realized I'm like, and we probably met you, and now I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce your
she's
name.
been
I
to a
feel
few
it's terrible.
BFOPs.
Yes. The bunny suit. Favorite moment. Yeah, we'll get to that one. Anyway, Glenn Lavender. A personal favorite was when the police entered the toilet cubicle we were shooting in, saying they had reports of inappropriate behavior. Good to see they have a good sense of humor after a few bad weeks. Yeah, that's
Glenn, that was me. I rang them.
nice.
Well played.
Oh, this is cool. Okay. It's Lotcha is like gotcha with an L.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Thank you. Thank you, Lotcha. Is that right? I don't know. Okay. Anyway.
Welcome, everybody.
Welcome. It's good to be here. It's good to have you all.
Yep.
Where do you want to start?
So, well, what we thought we might do tonight, obviously, we've got a few questions for the boys, and we'll wait for Matt to show up. But maybe we could start by just talking about maybe a couple of your favourite moments from BFOP 2025. I mean, I know I have my personal favourites. I got to kiss a very, very beautiful young woman in a pink nightie.
I'm never going to write that down.
Is that to the audience or to me or who's that to?
Anyone.
What's that? Anybody. I know I've got a
Oh,
couple.
what, the
but
kisses? I'll kiss anybody for a photo.
Or do you mean favourite moments?
Yeah, let's start with some favourite moments. Before we get Matt on board and talk about how we're going to have a live band next year.
And his favourite.
Let's start with you,
moments we'll go
Jim.
through.
Jim, what was some of the highlights for you?
I think the start for me was crazy. Like the first day.
Like the stampede of registration when the doors
Yeah.
opened.
You hadn't been before, had you, Jim?
No, so that
He
was
had
just
no
like
idea.
mind blowing how crazy it was.
Nice.
So
What
that
about you,
was- that was-
Justin?
So Jim really liked the big queue. Yeah, come to BFOP for the
Yeah,
huge queue.
for the lines. The lines were epic. It was like Disneyland.
No, it was
No,
fun.
but it was pretty full on though, wasn't it? Like
Yeah,
it just
It was,
it was
it's not what
manic.
I expected. I thought people would just
No.
mill around and wander in,
Yeah.
but no, everyone was like ready to
Yeah.
get going. I guess they had
Yeah.
workshops to get to.
They did.
Favorite moment? There's lots. I definitely. I mean, we'll talk about this later, but the epic selfie was pretty crazy. That was a
It
moment.
looked cool. It looked cool.
I was having a great time just watching that unfold, watching people pointing flashes in the wrong direction, and Nick being like, no. But what else?
I love
was
Nick's words of support towards when we were doing the last shot. He said, "Now, guys, don't fuck this up. Like, this is it. We've got nothing else left." So, yeah.
My poor daughter was terrified. She said it's the most frightening thing she's ever done. Because she was
Was
on
it
the
your daughter
camera.
who took the photo?
yeah.
I missed the start. Yeah.
Oh, right. That is terrifying.
Oh. Well, she just took one of the best photos of the year. So,
That's true.
well
That's
played.
very
Well, she's now worked out that she has copyright because she took the photo and she's banging me up for rights.
Oh, no. We used it
Clever.
on the thumbnail. Tell her
I know,
we've
she'll
got
be
no
after
money.
you.
We've got no money.
Yeah. She's going to
Give her a
bankrupt
t-shirt
us.
or something.
Gonna lawyer up.
Oh, dear.
Now, did I see a wild Matt Krumins has entered the arena?
He is. I
think
don't know.
so.
Is he ready for us?
He
He'll give
doesn't
us a
look ready,
thumbs up
no.
if he's ready for us. He probably can't hear anything yet. Oh, he's giving
There
us a
it
thumbs
is.
up.
You can hear us.
He's in a beige room.
Oh, I'm going to have to
so
rearrange
beige.
it.
Oh,
Matt.
you've let the side down.
Look at all of you guys with your neon backgrounds and stuff.
This is BFOP to a T. I am always the professional one with my shit together, and Matt is amateur at every time.
What can I say? It's been a ride.
It has.
Where am I going to put you guys? I'm going to put you there. There.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
probably
That's
the
nice.
nicest.
There we go.
Justin, definitely put me in the bottom right hand corner with the like just next to the blank bit of the background that's sort of showing. It's just the nothingness, Obviously, my beige. I'm actually at Phillip Island in a little hotel suite thingy. A bit of
Nice.
a beautiful storm ocean view in the storm room tonight.
Fancy.
So sorry I'm late. I was too busy just having a good yak, a steak, and a glass of wine.
Well, thanks for joining us. Sorry to
Yeah,
cut your
thanks so
meal
much.
short.
No, it's okay.
But,
It was wrapping up, but I am.
Here you
What have I
are.
missed?
Well, we were just talking about the big selfie, and I had a question for you about that. I just wanted to know whether you were confident in the lead up to the big selfie that it would actually work, that it was going to work. You weren't
Oh,
confident.
like I knew that it would work. I mean, the selfie's not that hard to take. It's just whether it would be totally shit or not was the question. Yeah.
And what are your thoughts post
My
selfie?
thoughts were that I gave Nick some very specific advice around camera settings that actually turned out to be wrong.
Bastard.
What did you say to do?
Nick said, "Oh, we're going to shoot this at f16 ISO 100 and a shutter speed of
Whoa.
1/10,000th of a second or something dumb." And I said, "Nick, even with all those flashes, I said it's a big room. There's a lot of people. It's probably going to be a bit dark. F16's pretty intense, And I gave him the settings, and I said, look, I would do." And he said, "No." And then went on to explain that he had these settings. He'd done it 1,000 times. It was going to work, and sure enough, on the 17th attempt, it actually worked.
What were
I'll
the
eat my
settings, Nick?
I was wrong.
It was. Well, I said to Matt, I said, look,
It was F16.
leave,
That's what
leave,
you said.
we normally have these things where he'll do, he'll have his thing and I'll have my thing. And I'm like, oh, I've got this idea for this selfie. And he's like, well, how are you going to shoot it? And I said, well, we'll get some flashes and I'll put it at F16 so we get the start. And he's like, you can't shoot F16 in there. I'm like, yeah, we can. It'll be fine. And I had to go in the night before and take a photo and send it to him and go, look, it's going to be fine.
And what was it?
It was F16 on 60th ISO 500.
That's actually pretty good. I wouldn't have guessed that. No,
That's-
you're right.
wow, that's
that would
amazing.
I would have lost that. I would have lost that in a pub quiz.
Yeah.
Did you want F16 just to get the stars for the
Yeah.
star
Entirely.
Yeah,
flashes?
not the
Okay.
depth of field, but yeah, hang on, let's
Yeah.
bring it up. I'll pull it up.
Are we seriously getting into the camera wank of what was an epic photo? We're just ruining it by dissecting.
No,
it.
it's a fact that you wouldn't trust me.
Well,
but I could have said that without the photo. I could have said that. There's several things that we could do, to demonstrate this.
It's actually a common trait, Nick, because when Matt said, "I need someone to take the photos of everyone,"
Oh, did he go
walking in,
shoot at F8 to 1/60th? Yeah. Quarter power on the flash. Yeah, I can imagine just put it up there. Like, fuck off! I'm a wedding photographer.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Nick, that is the problem as well, though, because there is a difference. Justin is talking to photographers, and I'm talking to you.
Wow.
So I've got to ask, those cannons, what were they shooting? The ones that were shooting the gas into the atmosphere. What were they?
They were again another bad idea according to Matt, because it cost us about $5,000. They're shooting
If you are genuinely wondering why the tickets to BFOP are so expensive, listen in.
It's because of the shit that I buy. They're shooting CO2. Matt, I actually still haven't put them through the BFOP account yet, Matt.
Actually, zoom in on that photo for us. Look at my face. Can you see there's pain behind it?
Hang on.
But is that because Craig's really close behind you?
It is a little bit, yeah.
Look at Craig. Oh, Jesus.
I think
Nick,
I've found the next 45 minutes of the podcast is going to be going through this photo zoomed into 100%.
No. Can we just zoom down again? Go down. I might look like I'm crying inside, but I don't think I look like a mouth breather.
Oh dear.
Brendan Waite says, I held a flash in the air at the back of the room and was being tickled and heckled. My flash didn't trigger. See that lovely blank space center back.
Can I say that sounds like a sex thing, to be perfectly honest. I was tickled and my flash didn't trigger.
So it was up here somewhere.
Yeah, Brendan, you had one job, just hold a flash in the air, and what can we say?
All right. What else do we need to zoom in on? Who else mucked up their job?
There's Bruce.
You can see Nigel there. Can you zoom in on Nigel's pocket? Can you see all the cash falling out?
Actually, I got a great photo of Nigel up close.
Jesus, look at that! Oh my God.
Matt, you've got some. Matt Wentz there on the left.
Bruce is having time of his life.
Yeah, Bruce is having the best time. That hat really brings it out of him.
Is that Greg just to the right?
Yeah,
of Bruce?
just above.
Greg's
there's my eyes
Greg's
just sticking
eye.
out. It's just my eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the older version of Bruce standing next to him?
Oh, that's
Philip
Johnson.
Johnson.
He's in the
Oh yeah.
It really is the older version of Bruce.
If I see them at Doncaster dressed as Santa this Christmas, I will not be surprised.
No, you wouldn't. No.
I'm pretty sure I'm directly behind this smoke. I did that poorly.
You didn't
Who
do
else
that.
is?
You should have been in front and center. We did say all the important people come up in the front.
I'm not important.
That's why I was at the back.
I'm more of a hide at the back kind of a guy. I should tell. Oh, Jim, we should tell them about our epic group photo. It's not really a BFOP thing, but it's very topical with this particular photo. Maybe once we've trawled through a few more people.
Yes.
Oh, just your CF Moto group photo.
It was the biggest group moto fail in the history of the world.
Oh, that's so good.
No film.
Should we hang on? Let's explain.
Go left a little bit. Who's that?
Oh, hang on. Okay, hang on.
Oh, no, sorry. So, no, don't worry. It was a sex thing anyway.
Which one?
See the person who's just popped the popper. Can someone please just the official one we put on the website? No, just down dead center now. She's just popped the popper. You can see the bits popping.
Oh, you had one job. One job.
Where?
Do it on two.
Can we just Photoshop a dildo into that? And
Oh,
make that
Jesus Christ, Matt. Oh, for another power.
I love
Oh
the
dear.
light has gone out. Jeez, that was
I
a
know.
big hit. Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if there's any comments about this particular selfie before we.
Those
Is anyone-
those neons are really working for you, Nick.
I don't know why my lights just fell.
Yeah, you now look like you're in a strip club.
He does.
Grant Fleming says, "Is that Adam Sandler in the photo to the left of Matt?" Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's Wes.
No,
Go home, ball.
It's good for your home. Is Glenn Lavender? Where's Wally? Oh, there they are in the middle. Yeah. Matt Went is so hot. Aussie Park Barbies.
I reckon that's a Matt Went. To be honest,
You reckon?
I don't know. I feel like that
Get a
would be the
feeling.
name he would choose. You know? Yeah.
And Philip Johnson, I thought the cannon would take my head off. You were close, man. Like you're. Hang on.
Yeah, he was right
it's
there.
The one wrong move, and yep, you're getting blasted into Bruce's lap.
Yeah. The facial expression says it all.
Yeah.
That guy. Who's that guy who's just been hit in the head? Go up and left.
Hang on, up and left.
That dude. No, right.
Hang on,
holding
hang on,
his
hang on.
ear.
Oh, he's holding his ear.
He
Oh,
got
maybe it
shot.
was loud.
No, I reckon that what happened is, I reckon out of all the people in the room, he got a mozzie that bit him on the ear at the exact time.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough. It's rough. It does
Mm.
happen. Yeah,
Yep.
those bloody mozzies. Who else we got? Should we? This has been photoshopped in.
What
It
else?
doesn't look.
The guy in the
This
middle with the
person.
beard.
Yeah, it just doesn't. On the layers of the photo, it seems like it's been added.
Do you know what the real issue there is? He's been dead for 25 years, and
It's really quite sharp, this photo, isn't it? At
It is.
1/60th, Matt.
Yeah.
Hang on.
yeah,
I need
for
a better
1/16,
layer.
F16, it's yeah. Look, the diffraction isn't noticeable at all.
See what I have to work with.
Was this shot on a Nikon?
Yep.
It's weird that it does handle the greens of the Fuji beanies quite well. They do say Nikon greens are good. Canon.
Can I just say that actually, on that green beanie thing, not that most people will care, but the Nikon team was stoked about the beanies as well and the gloves, like the combination. Like Julie had such a conniption over how great the color combination went. Even when we said to take the beanies off for one of the shots for Nikon gloves, she's like, no, I love it. I love the colors.
It did
It's
look pretty
pretty
cool
nice to have
looking
that
out, seeing like hundreds of green heads and
Yeah.
yellow hands waving.
It was a
in the
lot
air.
of yellow hands.
Yeah.
In fact, the
They
only
do
person
very-
who was more painful in this photo than Matt was Julie, who was right next to me on the photo, shouting in my ear, "The camera's not pointing in the right way. Why have you got it on those seconds?" She's just going. She is just there. She is. Yeah, there she is.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
go.
there she is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see the duck. You can't see the duck. She was yelling at me.
I can't say that. Well, at one point it was pointed up a fair bit. I think there was a few issues, and the lighting was a little. Was the plan to go through that many iterations to
Yes.
slowly sculpt the, or
Yeah.
are you
We actually missed
average at
one.
this?
We actually missed one iteration,
for
quite
47.
important iteration that we if we do it again, we'll do next year. Matt, don't blow the cover. We were going to throw something in the air.
Nick, I can't even remember. Oh, yeah.
That would have been good.
But
Don't do that
also,
to us.
yes, it was Nick's idea to make that last for 47 minutes whilst we all sweated and like, head. Yes, he thought that would be really good fun because he had plenty of breathing space whilst ordering everyone else around. Yeah,
Is there any reason you didn't like center the camera in the room?
Oh,
question.
Jim, let's
Oh,
not
good
go
question.
there. Jim. Let's not go there, Jim.
I don't know. That was
more importantly, is there a reason you didn't correct it in post?
Oh,
Like
Jesus Christ.
even the horizon a little bit. Just
All right,
That's okay.
let's just bring this up to
It's a
view it in
motorbike.
all its glory.
that would have been good actually if you centered the
Centered
camera.
would have been nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
The actual issue is the chairs in the room aren't centered on the room.
I don't
That's
know
the
that's
issue.
true. I think that
No,
actually what you
entirely,
well,
entirely true.
the whole. So
we're
BFOP
standing in the gap through the middle of the chairs.
Yeah, because of the sound desk on the right hand side.
That's exactly right.
Nick is correct.
So
I love
BFOP
Nick. It is like, oh,
2026.
that's totally true. Totally true. It's not true.
Yeah.
I don't. You could have centered the camera. It would have looked just as good. We wouldn't be in the center. So yeah, slightly down point there, but symmetry all the way. Next year,
Yeah.
Next year. How can you level up from this next year?
Oh, what's everyone doing next weekend? Let's get back up then. Let's get this sorted.
All right. I mean,
I don't know, but I think Nick, thanks to your suggestion, I've now received 5 images of men in their underwear holding cameras. So I
Is that the thing that we're doing?
and you guys can't see it, but I do appreciate it. Hang on. If I can turn my brightness down a little bit, it might work. Yes. Men's underwear with the camera.
Oh,
Yeah, that one has
Christ.
abs.
Is this all from Grant?
Yes. It's
Well
not
played,
anonymous, Grant, if you're in my phone.
It's the same phone as the other one.
It's the same phone. Oh, dear.
all right. Let's move along.
Okay.
So
Shall we?
Matt and Nick, what was BFOP 2025 like for you guys? Like, how did BFOP 2025 stand out for you? How did that differ from past BFOPs? You know, you've done 8 others. How did this one stand out? Don't all speak
You
at
go,
once.
Matt.
You didn't.
Thought he was frozen.
No, you didn't like it.
Oh, look, I tell you, for me, there was some bits I really loved. I loved the fact that everyone got into it on the Friday and Saturday night, and sort of the thing for us is we don't actually see a lot of the workshops. We just see the photos that come out of the workshops.
Yeah.
But we do see the Friday and Saturday night, and I think sort of everyone getting into it there was super. I loved kind of some of the little vignettes set up on that Friday night. The I forget her name. That's terrible. The lady who was in the room downstairs with the death metal on. That was just so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
amazing.
That was amazing.
And then when you sort of look at the photos from all the workshops afterwards, that you sort of get this warm feeling about, geez, we've got a whole lot of talented people out there who've got some beautiful shots out of it. And not just Friday night, but over the whole weekend. So that was super. But I spend most of the weekend just either sweating about something we've got to do that night or worried that something else is going to go wrong. So it's not till about 1 o'clock on Sunday where you go, oh, that was kind of fun.
But having said that, I mean, Nick, it looked like, you know, that you had the Friday night well and truly under control. Like it obviously ran like
Did you
clockwork for
organize most of the Friday night stuff, Nick?
I was
that
pretty much,
your-
I sort of took the lead and that's why it ran so smoothly.
Yeah.
And you'll notice it
Yeah,
sort of
nice.
seamlessly went from the quiz into the Friday night stuff. And really, I mean, other than sort of gently directing CJ, it didn't require a lot of organization from me. That's pretty much how it
Nice.
went, isn't it, Matt?
Couldn't agree more.
Oh, Matt,
dear.
tell us what really happened on Friday night. Go
Come
on.
on, Matt. What
In your
really
own words.
unfolded?
In your own
To be
words.
honest, I wouldn't know. I wasn't part of it. So it's tricky, but from what I can see, Nick put in a tremendous amount of effort.
Well, that's what he's told us.
Work with CJ to make this thing come to life, which was, you know, one of those. You know, sometimes like people have these like moments where they think of these ideas, and you're just like, "Holy shit! How did you come up with that?" Like we were just sitting there going like, "What?"
I'll tell you what really happened was in the quiz at about 5, given we were supposed to start the sort of stuff at about just after 8, I got this text from Matt and you could feel the stress coming out the text, which went, stall. Just and I think he and Dennis were taking down the lighting in the main street of Bright and doing all sorts.
Oh, yeah, because
We
the
found a
street
switch
light
for
was on.
public lighting. Yeah, we found a switch, which is weird. Like, who has a switch for a public light?
When I saw Dennis
It was a switch.
turn it back
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they've given like Dennis the key to the
No.
lights. You know, like
They gave
no.
Dennis the power. No, like it just like they just like anyone who could go up, just be like, oh, I just don't like this light. I'm going to turn it off. So yeah,
That's crazy.
What?
Don't tell anyone. There is no
But
switch.
it was lucky because it meant, you know, you can get
Yeah.
that
Matt
It
was
just-
so stressed. He was so stressed on Friday night. It was wonderful.
yeah. Is there a link I can share for people to watch this? Because I've got people texting
Yeah.
me saying, where can we watch this?
Watch
I
Oh,
don't
what?
know
on
anywhere.
YouTube. Hang on. Yes.
Like a
hang
link?
on. Yeah.
Put it in
There's a
the-
link in
put
the
it
BFOP Facebook page.
Yes,
Why don't
there's a
you
link.
share? Why don't you share the StreamYard link like last time, so we can have like 500 people?
join the
live.
podcast. Where do you want me to send it? What do you want me to do?
Just put it in the chat, maybe. I could copy.
Or in the email that Greg
Hang on,
sent you.
If it's
not half
in
an
this, if they can see it in this chat though, then
It's
they're
a
watching
big
it.
day, right?
Yeah, if I put it in this chat, then they're watching it already. So that won't.
No, but
work.
I
Hang
can
on, I'll
copy
send it to you, Matt.
it. Right?
Oh, you can copy and paste it. Let me just email it to you.
I
Just
know that
someone
no one
help,
else gives a
someone
shit.
help Matt out, would they? Just go to
Just-
YouTube, copy, paste,
Just
put it in the
email
chat.
I clicked the referral link and apparently it takes them to a thing where I can earn $10. Pretty
Oh,
exciting.
nice. That's
Oh,
very.
well,
You
Who
could,
from?
That'll help
Oh,
to help to recoup Joel Alston's debts, won't it, Nick?
Don't get me started. That's not fair.
Anyway,
Joel did a great job.
I'm going to try
You
and
did,
put
yeah.
this in the live chat so you can maybe copy it there and I'll email it to you and then you'll have it everywhere. Matt, done. YouTube.
This is
link.
quite boring for everyone else, just for the reference.
Thrilling podcasting.
Mm.
Mm.
They
We've
don't
got
mind. They know
Dave
how this show works.
Fluttersuck is back in the chat.
Oh, Matt is
He
a
said-
utter fuckwit.
Jeez, Dave.
I don't know about Dave.
That's a harsh comment,
He's,
Dave.
he's rough, that dude.
I feel like at some point I'm going to have my feelings so hurt by this person that I'm not gonna stop doing anything. In which case, honestly, it would be like everything would just be like Friday night, completely smooth and perfect from the punter's perspective. Yeah. Can you
No,
see
to be
that?
fair,
things
what was going on was I was doing the quiz, which is once it's done, is pretty straightforward. And Matt was supposed to be going down, just gently bedding everything for the whatever that we call that Friday night thing. And I think it was screwed up in every possible dimension, wasn't it? About 10 minutes before it started.
There wasn't a great deal of things that happened well. Yeah.
Well, from an outsider looking in, that night was pretty awesome. And check
Well,
this
you
out.
were-
Tweak Productions. Yeah. Huh? Go on.
No, I'm just saying, just whilst you just make sure you direct this because you said it was awesome from every perspective from the punter, right?
Yeah.
Well, that is entirely because Nick did such an amazing job stalling, just like he was. Had he not done his job immaculately like the way he did, it would have been a total clusterfuck. I think that
A clutterfuck.
ultimately what we need to do is we need to get some sort of throne. I think. And I think next year we should.
I told you he'd bite on this. I told you he'd bite.
Are you thinking a throne we would carry him in on, like one of those ones where 4 people hoist them up onto their shoulders and carry him around BFOP?
It wouldn't need to be a big one because I think by the time we get his ashes into that little urn, it just doesn't need to be that.
We could
Hey, but
paint one of
the-
those chairs gold.
Oh no, he's gone off again.
I tell you what I'm doing. I'm kicking the power out with my foot. That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
Well,
no.
muscles.
Anyway, you
Yeah.
carry on without me.
All right,
All
so
right.
I'm gonna just bring up a couple of photos that I quickly found this morning because I really didn't take many photos this year, which is quite sad, but it was busy. But I just wanted to show how happy Greg was when he got down to the room under the stage.
The
That
murder
was the murder room, the Dexter room. He was so happy, and it was just the most bizarre scene to walk into. The combination of the model and the metal music, the plastic draped down the walls like a scene out of Dexter, the crazy lighting, and then just the bizarre lit up photographers taking the photos. That combination was awesome.
Yeah.
It's like happy gnomes watching a murder happen and then smiling about it, and you're like, "Is this a Chucky moment?"
Yeah, look at this happy gnome. Look at it.
Yeah.
Because it was just amazing. Like everything, like it was such an onslaught on your senses. And in the middle of it, you've got to try and compose yourself and compose shots. And I just had such a ball in that space. And I was shooting with a new camera, so I was pretty excited that it was actually responding as I'd hoped it would.
He was blown
Greg.
away that the Fujifilm was focusing in the dark.
It was.
He was like, "Oh my
I was
god, my
so
photos are
happy.
sharp. My photos are sharp."
Although to be fair, I was pretty much my CBD oils had pretty much kicked in by then for my pain relief. So that was great. It was great.
You're in
Honestly,
a happy place.
You could make a fortune selling those next to the popcorn.
Yeah, I just poured it into the
We talked about what if you guys had punch, there could be a real problem.
No, we're going to make
punch
cookies. Remember,
bowl.
we're going to make
Yeah.
like brownies.
So
Yes.
what was wow? Are you guys okay? There's a lot going on.
There is.
I'm trying to fix my light, and Matt,
Oh,
don't know,
yeah.
it's fallen off his
It hasn't
stool.
worked.
Yeah, no
Walking
shit.
around, yeah, you look great, Nick.
You look,
Walk-
you look like a
walking
typical
around
Englishman
Bright.
on an Australian summer's day, just like pink with sunburn.
Walking around Bright was surreal, to the point where a couple of locals asked why everyone was lit up. And what was really interesting, I think he was drunk. He hung out of his car window near the diner as it was all wrapping up.
That's right.
And he didn't even say it like, hey, why are all you guys dressed up? He was like, why are you all lit up? And well,
Yeah, he was almost angry.
He was angry that everyone was having such a good time. It was quite weird, but it was just there's the cock. It was very surreal wandering around the streets and just there's just lights everywhere. Lucky strap on that. Yep. And this crazy blue person on the bridge just illuminating everything. I didn't get a good shot of Dennis, unfortunately, but I think there's some banging ones in the Facebook
Oh, that's
page. But
great.
Yeah, it was
Got a
just
picture of that, Jules.
it was she was showing it off.
Mm.
But yeah, the scenes were brilliant.
Oh, flying cock.
It was a flying cock. And check out Bruce's.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great shot.
And then he even lit his beard up, which was the last shot I took. But yeah, what a night.
Very cool.
So from our opinion, went off without a hitch.
Yeah.
Brilliant work, Nick.
Thank you for
So-
calling, Nick. You made the day.
And can I just take a moment to tell Craig Murphy to get fucked for the helpful text message he's sending me about my lights. He's asking me if I need technical help.
He does that when the phone calls
From
aren't
our
coming
point of
through on
view,
the
you do.
roadcaster.
'Cause you're still pink.
Yeah,
So-
Matt's beige room is looking pretty good right now.
That's right. His lights haven't turned off. If they do turn off, it could be a problem.
No, I'd probably look better than Trevor at this point, but I get it.
So before
Right.
we jump to the shenanigans of Saturday night, can we talk?
Can I make one last Friday night
Oh, go on.
comment?
Sorry, Matt. Yep.
Yes, please.
Everyone seems to be giving Nick a lot of credit for this, which is admirable. We get it. You've got to, if you don't worship God, you won't get to heaven. We understand. But it is really important this year that we point out. So CJ, and you may have already done this, but I wasn't here. So CJ is one of the models who's been at BFOP for 7 of the 10 years. She's been coming up with Jess Shepherd for many, many years. Then last year, she kind of brought together the whole coordination of our Friday night thing. And this year, we kind of spoke to her and said, look, we have a lot on our plate. It's getting bigger. There's more things to do. Would you take on the model coordination? And she was like, yes, 100%. And then on top of that, we said, oh, well, if you're doing that, like, how do you feel about doing like the Friday night thing? And she was like, oh my God, really? And it was the first year where we sort of fully looped someone else into the thing. And she did just such an amazing job. Like, of course, teething problems. We needed to get some stalling. Thank you, Nick. Very much appreciated. But on the whole, what you saw Friday night was a combination of, yes, lots of people's ideas, but CJ coordinated with the models. We worked out what we needed lighting-wise and, effects-wise and stuff. And it's just so, like, I just want to make sure she gets that credit because
Absolutely.
is the future with BFOP is that we are slowly finding specialized people who know what they're doing in their spaces. And it's so nice to see that expand a little bit and to feel as though, that pressure comes off us. We can come up with the stupid and then they can turn stupid into great, and she was responsible for that this year, which was awesome.
Yeah, no, definitely an amazing job. Well done. And you can tell that, all of the entertainment people, like all the models and the performers were all so engaged and they were all just so a part of what was going on. They were,
If
they
not a
were
little bit
hanging out-
late. Thank you, Nick, for
Sorry?
stalling.
Oh,
If
well,
not a
yeah,
little
Nick.
bit late. Yeah, thank you for stalling.
But the other thing I loved about the Friday night was like everyone was into it and just walking around Bright and just seeing those lights. It was really magical. It was lovely. And there's some lovely sort of pictures of just the random stuff going on. I really, really enjoyed that.
And so did you get like store owners to light up their spaces? Because I know that the Christmas store had it all on. Like they had the most lights out of anyone, obviously. Did you guys engage the community to say, hey, can you guys light up your store as best you can? Or was that just what was going on in the street naturally? The lighting around
that was
stores and
just
stuff.
what was going on.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, we should like Cafe Velo and particularly Pit Stop Diner were fully in. No, it's not. It's not a pen clicker. It's my head torch. I've just hung over my light. Thank you, Matt.
Grant Fleming says, has Nick resorted to using his phone light?
No, it's my climbing head torch. Thank you.
We can't tell. So
You know, there's some points where soft light doesn't make a difference. This is one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ouch. Tim Siamas, nice call out for CJ. She was awesome. It can't all be on Nick's shoulders.
That's true.
As masculine and as large as they are.
All right. So
this is a really good time for us to discuss something. And can we sidetrack for a second? I know I'm
absolutely.
I feel like I came in late and I'm hijacking the podcast.
We're here for you, Matt.
Yeah.
But it's just something that Nick said to me earlier that it resonated with me, and I just feel like it's a really
God, here we go.
I was discussing with Nick about BFOP. You know, obviously we've sold out really quickly this year, which is awesome. Last year, well, this year, I guess technically we sold out for next year. This year was a great success, I think. But Nick started referencing mega churches and how they can like, you know, become a thing and like get their cult lead. And anyway, so we're getting matching outfits. I'm not comfortable with it, and I just thought it's a really good time to maybe address the elephant in the room.
Nick's the elephant.
So
what's the name of our church? What are we gonna call it? And
I've just been totally thrown under the bus. when Matt's like, we'll move on from that comment.
Okay. All right.
Look,
before we get to Saturday night shenanigans, let's talk about some of the daytime activities going on. Obviously, there was lots of folks on stage doing presentations. There was workshops galore going on. What was going on with you guys during the day? And obviously, you know, you guys were running workshops yourselves. And Nick, once again, you know, nothing but praise for your workshops.
Amazing.
Had I seen on the BFOP group.
Yeah. We had people coming up to us all day just mentioning your workshops, which was insane.
Yeah.
The
Do you know what it is?
transformative.
Transformative.
It's not only is like, have you got an amazing situation in front of you, but to be able to just capture those sorts of images, that is mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
It boggles the brain.
It doesn't.
I've got to say, obviously I primed these two just to wind Matt up, but
no. What? I don't have a list of I don't have a list of special talking points.
Nick, from the 10 people who turned up to your workshop, I heard the exact same things. Yeah.
I genuinely really enjoyed the workshop this time, and I think it was the first time that I'd run the same workshop twice, and I was sort of much better able to do it. And they're sort of super fun. I did a BMX workshop, super fun, talented couple of riders, and like it was a treat for me to have two riders like that for 2 hours. Never mind for people who don't normally do that. And yeah, it was just the sort of the magic of BFOP is you can make things like that happen. And I'm sure Matt's the same. He doesn't get to go and photograph ostriches.
Too dear to just like look at us really intensely for like 30 seconds.
There were some lovely shots that came off your workshop.
No, there is. There is indeed.
I
How
have a
was your
question
experience?
about-
All right, you go, Jay.
Yeah, well, my question about workshops is, realistically, how hard is it for you guys to run your own workshops while you're also trying to run the festival? Is it getting to the point where you're like, ooh, it would be easier to not have to do my own workshop? Or is that time of the day that you guys schedule your workshops kind of like you're available?
I think Matt does this obviously professionally and is a genuinely brilliant instructor. Like,
So good.
no, you are, because, but for me,
Nick, can I we record this, Justin? Can we just record this in a bit?
It's recording. Yes, I've got this.
We're going straight.
We can
to
clip
YouTube.
it. We can clip
Yeah.
it later if you want. Make a super.
Give me the
cut
time
of-
code. Come on, Nick.
Yeah.
Blow smoke. Do it. Yeah.
Well,
I'm ready.
I know Justin and Jim. I spoke about Paul, who you guys, Jim, you went to photograph with,
Yeah.
right? He's a motorbike rider. He's like best motorbike coach I've ever met. And what he's really good at is, like, your average motorbike rider, particularly me, is doing 40 things wrong. And if you tell them what the 10 things they're doing, 10 most important things they're doing wrong, they can't concentrate on them. But he's brilliant at going, focus on this one thing. And then, like, the following day, once you've got there, he'll say, well, focus on this now. And he knows the 40 things, but he's talking about the 2. And that's what Matt does really well. He's just like, here's the thing that'll make your photo a whole lot better than where it is now. And he can see the 40
Imagine
things you're
we're
doing wrong.
like a sports BMX workshop.
Yeah, I'd be dead. You'd put me out of business.
should.
You'd put me out of business.
And then we compare the photos afterwards. Yes, on stage.
No, let's not do
Yes.
that.
And one of the things I love about Matt is very early on when I was talking
Do
to him.
it, Nick. Do it.
No, he would because we get a lot of people on BFOP who are relatively new to photography. Now, I mean, I think actually, interestingly, you look at the photographs now, we've got some incredibly talented people, but we do have probably a quarter of the people who are relatively new. And there's a real temptation to go, okay, put it on manual, go to 1/100th of a second. We're going to go ISO 100, and this is what we're going to. Whereas Matt's like, stick it on auto, and let's talk about how we get a beautiful photo. And which, if we all think about it, is way more important than any of this sort of like camera settings. And I think Matt's just got a wonderful way of judging the audience and giving them the next best perfect thing. But to your point about, so I think for Matt, it's much less of an issue being able to run those workshops. For me, it takes quite a lot out of me because I never do. The only time I ever run a workshop is on BFOP. So every year I go, I'm not going to do that again, but I really enjoy it, and it helps me sort of sympathize with all our instructors.
Is it hard for you
that's a
to
good
run
point.
workshops, Matt?
Nah.
No.
No,
Built
it's
for
like,
it.
I mean, I'll take Nick's praise and store that in a box for my sad days. But I think that for me, like I run workshops year round. I run the first 5 years that I ran workshops out of quitting my full-time job, I ran 250 workshops each year. I think I've cut down to about 120 now. And so I run a lot of workshops, so that doesn't actually bother me too much. It's kind of like I know what I talk about, I know what I do, and I think that if I'm to be totally honest, BFOP to me is a really different experience because it is a total and utter clusterfuck running into it. Like, I mean, the amount of times I've been on the phone to Nick where he's like, "Are you actually okay? Like, are you like, do I need to get the passwords off the website from you because like, will you be here when this happens?" And like, it is a really chaotic, very busy, very stressful time. Keeping in mind that BFOP's not my primary job. BFOP's like the thing that me and Nick do on the side. Like we both run, well, Nick is a very busy person in the corporate world, and I do workshops and corporate clients and all that stuff. BFOP is something I do from 4 a.m. until 7 a.m. and then I do in the evening, and then we have like 10 phone calls a day, just like spot firing. So the festival itself to me is like the calm. Like at the point where the festivals happen, it's like all the bad things that could go wrong have really happened. All the things that are major problems have happened.
Other than losing someone on Mount Bogong.
Other than that. But I couldn't do anything about it anyway, right? Like the things that we can have some control over, maybe that's a better way to put it. The things we can control have happened before we get there. Once we get there, it's like, I feel as though we're sitting there, but almost, I said to someone on Saturday, I'm like, I'm almost a little bit kind of freaking bored. Like, because everyone's off on workshops and I'm sitting in the hall by myself watching everyone going, like, what's happening next?
Well, that's what was crazy.
Yeah,
you were popping by the Lucky booth and being like, "How you guys going? Everything going well?" And I was like, "How you got time to be worrying about what we're doing?" I thought you've done
the work already.
And like the thing is that, and we say this all the time, like, you've got to remember that the festival I think Nick and I, we will take the credit for organising it, like we do. There's two of us who organise it. As we get closer, Evelyn and Laura and Alice obviously get involved at different stages of it. We've got CJ who's involved for the Friday night.
Who are those two idiots on the side, on the right side? I never remember their names.
Craig and Wes, but like they take control over the AV stuff. Like we all have these roles, but the reality is that when you think
they actually wrote some good gags this year. Actually, those two. I think didn't they come up with the vegetables?
They did have some very they did. And so like it's so important to remember that when we arrive, we have like I don't know about you, Nick, but I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. I'm like, oh my god, how the fuck am I going to entertain 600 people for 3 days? But the thing is, you arrive and then you remember, that's not my job. Actually, we have these amazing instructors who actually get up and they do their job. And not only do they do their instructing job, but then beyond that, they're interacting with people in the hall. Yeah. And then we have the retailers who you think, they're just doing the retail. We've organized the sales, the logistics, all these things. But actually, no, they are also educators in the hall. And then we have people on stage doing presentations and they're educators in the hall. And it's like, you suddenly realize when you get there that after all this build up and stress that actually this is such a massive community that make this thing actually happen, that we might feel like sometimes we take that weight, but once we're there, it's like we've done our bit,
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy the 3 days of the festival while you're there? Do you?
Or loaded question.
It's very loaded.
We do have a bit of fun on the Saturday night. Genuinely, Saturday night can be quite funny.
We have a lot of fun, and I think we do. I think we genuinely do. I don't think we have much fun leading up to it. I think the last couple of weeks is always a bit like, oh my god, the world's going to end. But when we're up there, the one thing that Nick and I do have, I will say, and there you go, Nick, you can record this bit and take the time code for yourself. We've got this really great dynamic where the success of this is not based on some sort of financial target or anything like that. The success in this is us both sitting back and going like, what was the feedback? What happens next? And we don't rely on this. This is not a job. This is a side project. This is something we do for the fun on the side. And I think that gives us a lot of freedom to kind of go like, we get to choose the people we get to work with. We won't work with brands who are not being fun with us. We won't work with instructors who are not in line with what we think our festival goers are in line with. And so by the time we actually get to the whole festival, like we have a great dynamic, I think on stage that comes out as well, where we have a, without getting too soppy, I don't want you to cry, Nick, but like we have a lot of trust. Like we really have I think if you look at any other.
Yeah, not that much trust in my ability to take a group photo though, is there?
No. But you can trust that I will tell you that before it happens. And so I think that trust is so important though, because like it does give us a lot of freedom. We get to do whatever we want because we're just two people trying to make some fun.
You had cannons. You had CO2 cannons.
And you know what? Even when our brand sponsors, Canon, said that we can't technically use cannons, we just went and got them anyway and blamed them on some other brand. So yeah.
Were they worried if something went wrong that everyone would be talking about the issues with Canon at the festival? Is that what was the problem? The cannons exploded. So there's a lot of things I want to talk about. I want to talk about
there's some good questions.
I saw that.
Good questions.
Should we start with? Well, let's start with this one because the first thing for this one, the freaking next year's sold out already.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Is that possibly the best compliment that you could get? Like people can say they had a great time. There's all these things, but ultimately, if someone turns around and gives you their money for next year,
Matt knows where I'm going with this.
Isn't that the best compliment you could possibly get?
Nah. Matt.
The best compliment you can get is to sell out within a week, and we took 8 days.
So are you going to cancel 2026 or like you think you
on
just
the
call it off? Yeah.
It was a marketing failure, wasn't it, Matt?
It was a marketing failure. We should speak to that department. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you sold almost 50% before the weekend was even over, didn't you? Like before, most people.
That
got
makes
home.
it even worse, doesn't it? Yeah.
So when did you decide that selling out within a week was the goal?
6 minutes before we went on stage for the final, we decided that we'd put tickets on
No,
sale.
not we. What we did, but the whole in a week. I was like, Matt, why do you care? It's like we've got to sell out in a week. Failed.
It sounds good.
26 tickets.
Paul bought his 2026 ticket before he put his chair away. Nice one.
I love his shot.
That's how it's done.
By the way.
Yeah, it's great.
He's our number one fan.
Yeah.
Oh, he is.
He was our live, he
He's
was our
our-
live
our-
video
My
audience.
Mm.
Sorry, Jim.
He brought us donuts.
Did.
And
Did he?
croissants. Yep.
Yep.
You weren't
And
there.
then Saturday night, I watched Justin smear butter on a donut and eat it like a child.
I had
That
had a
was very
few
disturbing.
beers.
In his 90.
I heated it up in the microwave first and then put a little bit of butter on it, and it was so good.
But
This
I
is
think
why
we've
you
got
need
away-
Elena around.
I think we've got away from the question, which is, would we do another BFOP type event?
Oh,
And
yeah,
I-
hang on. So
There was a question
So,
about that, yeah.
given how popular BFOP is, with 2026 sold out already, this is Anthony Stonehouse. Have you given
Anthony.
any thought to a second FOP somewhere else? Or is it simply too much work? Seems like you could sell out a second one fairly easily.
Well, it's easy to sell Ferraris when you're doing them for $3. Yeah.
No, we should answer that seriously, Matt.
We should.
Okay, you want to answer it? Because you seem to have an answer. I don't have an answer to that.
Well, so no, we have spoken about, and we did that little Melbourne thing. We have spoken about it, but there's a few things in play here. Firstly, I'm a little bit of a handbrake just because my time is so constrained with my corporate job. Yeah, I'm very important. The second is, Bright works quite well because we know the community up there. We can call in favors. We know all the logistics. We know every photo site. And if we go anywhere else, it'll either be more expensive, more difficult to get venues, or we won't know the photo location. So there's just this whole investment. And if you kind of think BFOP started with I can't remember, 125 people for $75 with 7 instructors.
They're amazing.
Who were amazing. And you sort of, that's sort of what you'd have to go back to build up again if you were going to somewhere other than Bright. And I think, if I was retired, I'd absolutely do it, but I just don't have,
Which
I don't
looks
have
like
the
about
time.
37 seconds away by the goes. Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's really up to someone else to in their area that they think would be special to take the opportunity and run with it and try and make their own FOP in some town in Western
BFOP is a
Australia
great
or
example.
TFOP.
No, can we do you want to go? Are we going to go a level deeper on this, Nick, or are we going to?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, no, go for it.
So there are two things that are in I'm going to say the very far wings, just before anyone gets excited, very far wings of BFOP. I think part of this is that I think both of us have realized, sorry, just to rewind, BFOP started in 2017 and it was tiny. 2018 was a bit bigger, but still a total clusterfuck. And we had a massive rainstorms that came through. So it was like a swamp. It was bad.
In 2019, right? In a marquee.
Yeah,
still.
2019 improved and 2019 was better. And then 2020 hit and we went to COVID and we were like, we're going to organize 15 different festivals because every 5 seconds it changed what we could and couldn't do.
Yeah.
We went online. 2021 was even worse because we actually got told we could do it in face-to-face and then we couldn't, and then we could, then we couldn't, then we could. And it was only 3 days before that we actually said, no, it has to be online. And then it was 2022, which is only 3 years ago, before we were like, okay, we're back on our feet. We got the marquee at the back of the community center. Last year, we moved from a marquee to just indoors, and this year we've improved. So I'm going to say that I think in most people's eyes who have been there for long enough, you'll know that last 2 years have been like the new BFOP because we've actually transformed how we do things and where we do it, and I guess the effort of how we do it. But we have sort of discussed two different ideas that they're still in the wings. They're not dead in the water. I would like to, and I think Nick would like to as well, if we can work out how to do it, is to run like a Melbourne version of this, like a mini version mid-year. Also like when I say mid-year, I mean mid-BFOP year, because obviously that's how everyone's financial calendars work. And then, just to do something that would be different and see whether we could introduce something as a more city-based thing. But there's a lot of logistics that come with that. And also...
And a lot of freaking insurance if last year's ending to go by.
Yeah, and it's not just that. Like, I think it's important for all the BFOPers to remember that a huge part of BFOP is the people who turn up, And I think when you bring something into a city, you make it easier, and then you get a different crowd that turns up. And sometimes that can change the dynamics as well. So that's something we're not sure of yet, so we're not committing to. The other idea, which is probably much more far-flung, but probably closer than MFOP, is we have discussed doing like PopFop, which is where we may actually look at doing very small base 100-person festivals in really iconic locations around Australia. So think 100 people being able to go to Central Australia, for instance, with 10 instructors, not 40 instructors or 5 instructors, whatever it turns out to be, and a very location specific, not as broad. Maybe there's portraiture, maybe there's landscapes, but not all the other novelty stuff, and maybe do some sort of pop thing. But at the end of the day, I think it's important to remember that this takes a ton of time. It's and resources, and we need a lot of people back in that, and ultimately we need people to come as well, and we need to be pretty sure of that before we pull the triggers.
I love that idea of it's almost like you could think of it as a small pop-up festival, or a giant photography tour. Like it's almost like a giant photography tour. It's like, hey, instead of taking 12 people to Central Australia, we're taking 100. Instead of 1 instructor, there's going to be 10. But it's kind of like that. It's like, it's almost destination.
Dennis has gone Flinders Ranges. Dennis, the Flinders Ranges is a freaking nightmare to get to, but I'd love it.
Well, he did say I would follow you to the end of the fucking earth, so he's ready to go. He's ready for an Antarctica pop-up.
And like, you know what? Like, just looking at these comments, like, this is so interesting because all these are our instructors. One of the things that Nick and I haven't, it's not an issue with, but it's like it's a problem we can see is that, you throw these festivals in, like, I don't know, anywhere else in Australia, and it's like your overheads to run that with people are just so huge. I don't think people realize that, like, when it comes to BFOP even, you go, we had 48 instructors this year or something stupid. Yeah. Now, 48 instructors, you go kind of, oh, yeah, well, for a festival that size, that's pretty good. But then you think, well, an instructor, firstly, you've got to pay them because they're professionals and we don't do the exposure thing.
We should try it, though.
Yeah. see what happens if you pay no one next year.
But the second year you get paid. If you turn up enough times. But you've got that. You've got accommodation. You've got transport. A lot of our instructors come in on on national flights. It's not cheap. And so if you consider running something like this in, we talked about Darwin was actually a really possible location. But just flying even 10 instructors to Darwin and putting them up for 5 days, 6 days.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. It's a nightmare. You've got to make those things work. And so, I think at some point we'll probably put some surveys out to our BFOPers to see where we're at, work out whether we can do something like that. But, at the moment.
And we'll have the Broadmeadows Festival of Photography.
Yeah. Action shots of people chasing each other with machetes. But no, I think we'll get to that point eventually. But right now we are focused very much on going, how do we make this the best thing it is?
All right. Well, I want to talk. That's a great answer and very exciting. I want to talk
very
long. I want to talk more about your instructors, your wonderful instructors. But before we do that, there's a couple of questions. Where are they? Here we are.
I like the one about what would you three do if you were running workshops.
I'll get to that next. Lisa Leach, how is the cabbage? What is the deal with the cabbage? I missed the punchline for the cabbage. What happened? What happened to the cabbage? The cabbage.
What do you mean?
Where is it?
Where is it? What was the deal with the cabbage? Did they win something, or did they just get a cabbage?
They kept the cabbage. No, they kept it.
And that's it.
No, they won $500.
Oh, Right.
But they just had
But
to look
keeping
after
an
it
eye
for
on
like
the
24
cabbage.
hours. Yeah.
That was quite kind of
Right.
cool. They had the cabbage going out for. They had loads of these photos on
Yeah, they
Insta
did.
of them. Cabbage out for drinks, cabbage getting drunk, cabbage getting
did
tucked
th-
up in bed, cabbage for coffee. It was quite funny.
Did they do those photos or were they
Yeah,
pre-planned?
we had nothing to
Really?
do with it.
Oh,
No,
that's
I know,
awesome.
genuinely, we had nothing to do with it. And here's the
but
funny
the-
thing: is we knew as soon as we did that, someone would get it, and they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool. So
It's
that
very
was,
much in the
that was,
spirit of BFOP, isn't it?
that was one of the gags.
And
that
we
you
got a
guys
bit of a
had
hard
planned.
time because it was clearly his mum who got the pass the parcel, right? But both of us went, yeah, but there's like an 18-year-old kid who's going to get a camera house voucher and you get a better camera. How cool is that? So
Yeah.
And he did, and he did a good job with it. And I thought it was funny when I think one of you asked him, has the cabbage been out of your sight? And he said, well, yeah, my dad took it out for dinner last night.
Yeah.
And then there was
Yeah,
a
that
photo
was
of
pretty-
it like on the table having a glass of wine. Like it was just
That was pretty
really
good.
well played. Very well played.
That was actually very good.
Mm.
What else have we got? Okay, so Lucinda Goodwin wants to know, Jim, Justin, and Greg, what would be the name of your workshop if you ran one at BFOP? You got any ideas, Greg? I think
Greg's a word, man.
Well,
This
I'd
is
probably
the
go.
wordsmith.
I'd probably blend all of our skills together. We'd go for some sort of.
You can run your own. You can run your own workshop.
No, we should do it together. We're a team. We should
Oh.
do.
Whoops.
Well,
I
we
was
could
gonna
do
say
one with.
Jim and I will do one.
Oh,
Sorry.
what do you do? Weddings.
No, what would
No,
what
but
would it be? What would it be?
We could do street photography weddings, motocross version.
I feel like I came in at the wrong point. I feel like this is a bad time to come back from a wee.
Lucinda Goodwin is a music photographer. We're petitioning to try and get her to shoot live bands at next year's BFOP.
that'd be an amazing idea, guys.
I think it'd be a great idea.
Great idea.
I want to get a reggae band.
Yeah.
What are they going to play?
The best
That'd
song in
be
the
so
world.
good.
But
We'll
Lucinda
set up a
asked
photo pit at the front of the stage.
yeah, it'd be awesome.
Get 3 songs each.
Come on.
You're
We
out.
could do air guitar.
That'd be
We could have a
brilliant.
live band.
I'm surprised we haven't come up with this idea before, Matt.
It's weird you never thought of it.
I know.
Oh, no, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Pays for
Lucinda
itself.
wanted to know what our workshops would be called if we ran one at BFOP. I don't have any clever names because
No.
I haven't had any time to think about it. But I think if Jim and I were running one, we would probably call it something around. Basically, what we figured out is we take.
Oh my God, have you
we
seen
take-
Brendan's comment?
No,
It writes itself.
the lucky strap-on
workshop. Why not?
I mean, we could.
I mean,
We
we've already
could.
had Cox at BFOP. Why not? more?
It'd have to be in the room underneath the stage. But yeah, we could do that one. Leave the plastic up. No, we would. Jim and I would probably run one where we figured out. So we do great, and I'm not even playing around. Great sunset photos in no time for weddings. And
Not
shit.
another bloody sunset.
Oh,
But
yeah.
but we also do amazing champagne spray photos for bridal parties. We do great night sky photos. We do great. We do
Wow,
great
wow.
everything. And you know what we figured out? It's
Where can
exactly
they email
the,
to get the details?
it's exactly the same lighting setup.
Not me.
For every single shot that we do, we use the same lighting setup and just change the settings slightly on our cameras and lights. So it would probably be
That
something
is
around
the
the
magic.
fact that,
That
we
is a
literally
built-
use, one thing.
But that
Max.
is the heart of a good BFOP workshop, which is it's a really simple concept,
Yeah.
and you just get a magical photo. That's got legs.
The problem is you can't have to do it in that prime time of sunset, which is when shit's busy. So, plus Jim's got a bloody workshop, wedding on the Friday of next year, already booked.
I'll be
Thanks
there
a lot,
though,
Jim.
the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, but like no one cares because that's
Yeah.
all of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's missing
You got to
out.
be there the whole thing. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to bring Grant up.
Well,
on,
if
Grant.
you get some voodoo dolls.
Boudoir photography with the strap on. Yeah, no. Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt's really shutting down all the greatest ideas. It does seem like that way. Lucky threesome, we could call it that.
Can I make it like just one like really tiny little point on that comment? Because like you're absolutely right. You're 100% right, and I hope that always remains right. The interesting thing with BFOP is we get a lot of suggestions. I'm going to say that like the BFOP suggestion box is never short of someone's note. What I find really interesting though is sometimes like one thing that we do, I think we do really well is with like we get crazy, stupid shit and then we work out how to make it work. Mm-hmm. But the how to make it work part is the second bit that most people forget. Like there are so many amazing things we could do. Like Nick wants to get the Krusty Demons to BFOP at some point, right? Now
and a lion. And a lion.
We've looked at the lion. We have actually genuinely, like, out of all of the ideas we've ever done that we haven't actually pulled off yet, the lion, we have done more research than any of them. you can't actually get, like, we won't name names, but we actually got a lion this year, but we didn't end up using it because it turns out the lion that we could get was illegal. And so we were like, well, we shouldn't probably get involved in that. And so the only thing stopping us from getting a lion is the fact that you're not allowed to have a fucking lion. And don't ask how I know that.
Why?
But,
hang on, there's illegal lions in Australia?
No. But the thing is that like there's so many ideas that you can come up with, and this is what I would love because we've got. I mean, how many people are watching, guys? I can't even see this.
It's 57 currently, but we'd like there to be more. Get in the chat, guys.
Me too. I probably would have just enjoyed my dinner if I knew there was that many. Anyway, but these ideas are awesome. But what we need to also go is like, how do you actually make this possible? So like bands is a great idea. We'd love a great band to come up. Saturday night though, that's prime band time. Bright, really far away from everything. Mm-hmm. Bands, typically quite difficult and expensive. How do you make that into a really logistical? Like,
I've got an idea. I've got an idea on this one.
I bet you do.
I do. Lucinda, come back to us on it.
Yeah, as in, so if she organises the band, then
yeah. So this is the thing: is like we love ideas, man. Yeah. But like, come to us with ideas where you go, I've also got a solution to the idea, not just like, wouldn't it be great if everyone got like $100,000 when they arrived at BFOP because then like they could buy everything, and it's like, yeah, that would be a really good idea. How do we do that? And the reality is like, well, actually, we can only give them like nothing.
Yeah, you get a green beanie.
You got a green beanie, you got some yellow gloves and a bloody tripod plate.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff. And Grant is right. I was in a band, but I don't think you guys would want us to play there.
Did you play music like the Mighty Boss Tones? Because I imagine you'd be a Mighty Boss Tones.
Nah, much heavier. Much heavier.
Really?
It's on YouTube. Once you finish this podcast, look it up.
I'm going to do it now. What is it called?
don't. There's multiple other bands with that same name.
I don't even know what it is. What is it, Jim?
Someone drop it in the chat now.
Do you want me to share it on the screen? Because that'll be easier.
That's good. That's good.
Because otherwise there's a million bands with the same name.
He's going to share the best song they played, not the shit.
No, there's only one on YouTube.
There's only one clip still on YouTube and it's like
So to put it in perspective,
it doesn't have any words.
Just before you see it, Justin's band used to open for Parkway Drive.
No way. We once opened for Parkway Drive.
Yeah, but that's because you organised them to be the lead act.
That's right.
Don't ruin the story.
Parkway Drive.
Oh, sorry.
Who's Parkway Drive?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not like trying to be rude, but like, if you're opening for a band, I don't even know. Like, that's okay.
They play festivals bigger than BFOP.
BFOP,
yes, that bigger. Like they've played to crowds of 100,000 people, easy.
Yeah, that's not particularly difficult. That still begs the question: who are they?
That's not.
Okay. Someone mute him. Mute him.
That's the
Nick, you know, name one of their songs. Nick.
I have no fucking idea, but I know who they are.
Okay, sing one line of their lyrics.
They're not really that kind of band. Yeah, they're very heavy.
Yeah, right, then you got it. I get it. Like,
that's funny.
That's the beige room is speaking.
Hang on, let me make sure this isn't very loud. Is this the right? Yeah. Anyway, this won't give you much of an idea because it's not. Anyway, it's hard to explain. That's me with a guitar.
What?
Yeah. That's me. Look.
Oh, that's
How
BFOP
old is this
2026.
video?
I'd say the amount of kids out-
Notice that guitar?
Oh yeah.
How is it you haven't aged? That's what it's saying.
Anyway, so
But
is
we won't
Blake
be playing in
Expression coming
BFOP.
back.
But that's the sort of band we need at BFOP. Someone who's
Yeah.
just like, really going to get
Cheap.
into it.
And cheap. Yeah, exactly. And we were.
Actually, Lucinda's got a good
I must
comment.
say that there is a lot of intensity going on there. Is this like I haven't heard the lyrics, but is
There
this
was-
very emo? Is this talking about like teenager problems?
Nah,
No,
more
it's not
like
emo.
no, it's not emo. It's more like it's heavier than emo. Hang on.
Lucinda thinks she can get Parkway Drive. I'm in all the way.
Yeah, if you
Justin,
can get
you
Parkway
should.
Drive to
I'm
BFOP,
gonna bargain on
Hey.
Justin's band then. Like
Hang on, Justin, you've got their details. You could just contact them.
I think their email address has changed from 16 years ago.
Info
Parkway
at
Drive at
So,
gmail.com.
all right, fun story about Parkway Drive, even though you have no idea who they are, Matt. When they were first playing gigs, they're just like a small bar and bay band, very heavy, like very heavy, way heavier than like Metallica. Just started playing gigs, and one of their mates, who was a Sparky apprentice, fixed one of their guitar cabinets that wasn't working one night, like rewired it on the spot with some gaffer tape and stuff. He is now their tour production manager, and they're doing pyrotechnics show, like crazy massive stuff. He just grew with them and is now running like one of the biggest stage shows getting around at massive European festivals and stuff. And he was just some kid.
Nick, can I just say I see the Lucky Straps podcast hitching BFOP's ride like that, you know?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I was
that's
thinking,
right.
well, Craig
Just an
Murphy.
apprentice.
Craig Murphy.
Craig Murphy. Anyway, we got derailed. What I wanted to
We
bring
did.
up was your instructors. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about them because they're a very professional and highly esteemed bunch of instructors that have credentials out the wazoo. They're extremely talented, and every year you seem to level up the team. How do you choose instructors for BFOP? Anyone, just jump on in.
See, you notice that I'm the submissive BFOPper. I just let Nick answer the questions.
This
I'll
is
correct
so
him.
far from how
I
this
need a
really
bell.
works.
I need a bell like bing, like just a correction bell. But anyway, I don't have one.
Matt, go.
So first of all, we're not that fussy. Craig Wetchen is one of our instructors. Mate, Craig's been with us forever. He's probably the worst example of us being fussy because, firstly, he's an incredible photographer, but he has also been with us for a long, long time.
He's
At the
also
start
just
of
the
the-
world's most delightful human.
Yeah, but I got to say the shorts are really ruining that photo. You know, my point
give
is
it
not
away.
anything- no, my point's nothing to do with Craig. But my point with Craig though is that we have actually BFOP's been running for like 9 years now. I guess we can say that after the festival successfully completed this year. We don't have a tendency to drop instructors. You know, like we're pretty fussy about the vetting process, and so what you'll find is that year on year we have a lot of the same faces because when we get good people, we keep good people, and we don't really not get good people. It's the getting the people part that's really hard for us. And so these days, we obviously work with a lot of brands and we expect our brands to vet them, and then we kind of look at all their bits and make sure they're not total cockheads. But in the past, when it comes to like me and Nick vetting people, so not a brand vetting them from a sponsorship perspective, it's actually the funniest thing that you can do because
You and I are thinking about the same thing here.
we don't have any stake in this. As in like, you know, we don't need this to be a particular thing. We don't need to please anyone. That's the joy of being independent. We don't have a sponsor who's going to flog us for something. We're just kind of like, we'll do what we do. And I've got 2 stories, if I can be so like, you know, indulgent.
Go for it.
In terms of vetting instructors,
my best story that I've got is like we used to take, this is before we got super busy. This year we've been a bit nuts, but like the last couple of years, we would take people out to the pub. We'd like organize a night where we met in the pub in the city just to have a chat. And it sort of wasn't a formal interview at all. It was literally just having a chat at a pub, but just to see what people were like, because that's what BFOP is. It's not really about how do you present. We don't care how good you are as a photographer, like beyond.
Well, we sort of do.
No, but like you got to be good enough to get the attention of, okay, you're a good photographer. We'll talk to you about this. And then you've got to have a proven history of like teaching, because that's different to being good as well. But beyond the fact that, yes, we go, you're good enough and you can teach, the actual how good are you is not necessarily as important as how good are you with people. And so we would just go and take people for a beer. And we had one person and sidekick in particular where Nick was like, I don't know, you were really busy at work. So I said, yeah, well, sure. We'll meet at the pub at the bottom of the Rialto, because Nick works in the penthouse at the Rialto because he owns the joint. And then we went for this drink and we all ordered like stupidly a fucking pint of beer. And I wasn't even like that thinking about having a big beer at the time. And I'm thinking we'll probably be here for a while. And no shit, one sip into this beer, Nick turns around and goes, oh, Matt, I completely forgot. I've got this meeting I've got to go to. And I'm thinking it's like 6 o'clock. That shit won't fly. Like, but I guess I'll play. Yep. Oh, wow. Whoops. Yeah, you do. And so Nick just walks away from the fucking table after one sip of beer. And I'm sitting there with a whole full pint still. And they're sitting there, their full pint, continuing their marketing pitch with no Nick. And I just had to pull the pin. I was like, oh my God, I also remember that I need to be in a thing. And that was so way obviously like not real. And we just walked off. And then we texted each other and Nick's like walked off in one direction. I've walked off the other. I'm like, should we meet in Chinatown for dumplings? And, and it was the end of it. But like, we are very pragmatic about this. We look at this and go, ultimately, you could be the best photographer on the planet, but if you don't get our people, you don't get our vibe, you don't get involved, there's no point.
But it came down to one thing, which is like just a generosity of spirit, which is like see the good in the situation, not the bad. And it was literally like within 15 seconds of sitting down, we both went, oh my God. It was just like an incredibly negative, critical. This is why I had to tell people what they're doing wrong in their photography. I was like, okay, we're off.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're very fussy about that side of it. You know, we want people to walk away with, and because, you know, it's important to remember, like, you can be new to photography and be really good at it for someone who's new. That doesn't mean you're good at photography. You're good at it for someone who's new. And then you can be good at it for someone who's experienced, or you can be bad at it for someone who's experienced, but good for someone who's new. There's so many spectrums, and BFOP's not about judging and critiquing and stuff. It's about kind of recognizing where people are at and making sure that you can improve them in whatever way, shape, or form that matters. And unfortunately, you know, egos are pretty. Photography is a pretty egotistical space sometimes, and we try our best to vet that out of the whole situation and make sure we get the right people. But can I tell the other story, Nick?
Which one's this? Is this a more recent one?
Yeah, more so about, like, you know, we're talking about vetting, like not about instructors, but about models.
Oh God, go on.
I won't mention names. How about I don't mention name?
I'm definitely not going to mention names.
No. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just leave it. It's pretty funny, but like we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't. We absolutely shouldn't. But so like what I've loved, and it sort of relates to this point, which is we had this whole thing about, you know, a whole lot of people said, oh, you know, I want to do nudes shoot, and we're like, yeah, I sort of get that, but we're going to get all the creeps out, and I don't know how to do that in a really respectful way. And what I love is we've kind of found more and more ways to. Sorry,
can you look at Justin's face? Anyone who wants to, just rewind when you said get all the creeps out and look where Justin's eye line goes. It just kind of goes like...
And what you'll notice if we ever do a nude shoot, we've got a man and a woman.
Yeah.
And we've also been super careful about who's done it. But what that means is you get some pretty out there models. And let's just say sometimes that doesn't align with certain high brands' values. So that's where Matt's going with this.
Right. Matching up talent with the appropriate brand.
Yeah.
Pretty tricky.
It is, but it's also like, I think that's in the spirit of the festival, where it's like, I think to me, like the reason I like this story, and it's one that resonates with me really closely, is like, it's such a good example where we have, a brand need versus what we have, and we worked around the situation, but ultimately it's like, we are independent enough that we don't need to kind of like bend the rules for things. We just, we can do what we can kind of do whatever we want, right? Like we don't, our HR policy is on this call currently.
Do you
HR,
think that's what
marketing,
makes...
accounts, everyone's here. It's the whole team.
The whole team's on board.
Do you think that's what makes, like, that's what's been able to allow it to become what it is the fact that you're obviously you want everyone to be happy, you want brands to be happy, instructors to be happy, you obviously want participants to be very happy, but there's no sort of there's no one holding a big stick that is saying, well, if you don't do this, we're going to pull it, pull the rug out from under you and it's all over. There's no one person that you're beholden to. And is that what's allowed you guys to build it into what it is, rather than it becoming something that...
Well, I think it's what people have gravitated to. So I think look at the instructors and even the brands. I mean, we scare the life out of the brands. I remember Julie at Nikon, who's been just like a foundational part of BFOP, like really got in there early. And just imagine you're like a Japanese corporation and think about the shit we do. And she's like,
how flippantly we give away their shit. Like if they were giving away some of the stuff we do, they would have like these 3-month-long competitions and like there'd be all these rules.
Terms and conditions.
Oh, you found a carrot under your seat. You get that.
Did you end up giving away the camera strap?
No. We did. We did.
You gave it away, but there was no Angelas in the room.
Someone had a whiteboard Angela though.
That's how we did it. Yeah.
Nick was even like, "What about an Angelo? It's pretty close." And there was like, dude's like, "My wife's Angela. I'll take it."
So like on that brands thing though, like I think that there is a lot in that. We are never beholden to our brands, and that's the best part. Is that not that we ever wish this, but if someone were to, if we had a brand that was like asking us to do something really specifically and wouldn't budge on it, because the festival's been built independently, we're not a retailer, we're not a existing brand, we're not anything.
Yeah.
If we say no and they just say, well, we're not coming, well,
see ya.
Great news. Like again, like we're just
spots open up
going on. Like, it's just like someone else will fill that gap. We got a whole line of people who can't fit in the room that want to be in the room because we have a room that's full of people who want to be there. So I even look at a classic example this year was Leica. We had an amazing experience with Leica, right? So they contacted us, which was incredible because we're not really that good. And
I genuinely thought it was Matt setting up a really elaborate prank.
How good would that have been? He gets you to go into the Leica store and shake their hands, and they're like, "Who are you?"
Justin, that's freaking genius. You and I are going to gang up for next year on maths. That's just genius.
But no joke though, like Leica approached us going like, "Oh, what's the, like we want to be involved. We think it sounds like a good thing." And I even went back to them and I called Sean and I was like, "Sean, mate, I'm happy to have you there, but I just don't think this is your jam. Like, I think you'd be wasting your money." Like, no joke. And he goes, no, we want to be part of this. Like, and he explained where they were coming from a business perspective. I was like, well, look, I'm not going to tell you no, but let's do this. They brought instructors up and things. And then we had this idea to give away a camera. And one of the ideas, because we have to have these ridiculously drunken brainstorming sessions where we have to come up with dumb shit and we'll see how it sticks. And we came up with this idea. It was called Like a Virgin. And it was a karaoke contest to win a Leica. So you had to be a first timer and you had to win the karaoke contest. And we sent it to Leica, and we're thinking they're going to be awesome with this because they came back and they were talking about like beer brands and all sorts of stuff. We're like, they're loose as anything. They're going to be great. And as much as they are great, they came back and said our legal department has an issue with this. So we kind of had to pivot a little bit. And they said basically that the legal department had given them the word that, no, we have to give the camera away based on a luck-based thing. So you had to scan your code or whatever it was to get in the entry, and then we have to draw randomly and all that stuff. That's just like they'll call it the red tape or the fun world. Yeah. And so Nick and I were sitting there going, well, how the fuck do we recover from this Like a Virgin thing? Because like we had this great idea and we don't want it to just be a bust on stage. And Nick had been talking about this electric fence generator forever and how like, I'm
still gutted we didn't get to electrocute a whole lot of people.
Like, who else in the world can get away with no prior notice? All we said to the Leica guys beforehand was, hey guys, you're probably not going to like what's going to happen on stage, but bear with us. It'll be really good fun and everyone will laugh and it'll be fantastic. It'll be fine. Just trust us for a minute. And they're looking at us going like, the fuck are you talking about? And ultimately we got on stage and we had Anne Scott Virtue try and recite this thing we'd written in German whilst Nick got electrocuted by an electric fence generator translating the German to say that it was this Leica stunt. And Leica's sitting there going, what the freaking hell is happening here? And you know what? Ultimately, we got an email yesterday from Leica going, hey, can you put us in touch with Anne Scott Virtue because we'd like to talk to her about promotional opportunities.
Oh,
and it's
what?
Like, amazing.
Is that a secret?
Tell me what
I suspect that's a massive, massive secret.
Yeah, everyone keep it to themselves for now.
We need to know what's a red flag for. But the thing is, like, what other group, festival, whatever, can get away with doing something that they're being told no and not to do to a degree? And then also at the end of that, come up with actually not just a yes, okay, worked, but also a positive outcome. And that's where I think we have this benefit because, to be honest with you, we love all our brands. We love everyone who comes. But equally, if you're not part of that vibe, you're not part of the thing, it's like, well, that's fine. But you're not part of this. And this is its own thing. And it doesn't need everyone who's supporting it. It needs the vast majority, but it doesn't need every single person. And we're pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, that's obviously that's the only way it can stay what it is by just allowing the people that fit into it and become part of it, and then the people that don't fit, hey, that no stress, but it's probably not for you.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Really keen to talk about the Saturday night shenanigans. I have a question. Was that? It was almost like watching theatre sports or a stand-up routine. Did you guys rehearse that night, or was that just purely on the fly? Gotta know.
We spend months and months.
You're such a dick. You're such a fucking dick. So, Greg, this is the most planned it's ever been. And I think we had
I can show you the plan.
Yeah,
no,
show the plan. This is probably the easiest way to do it. This is the sum total of the planning.
Nice.
Well, you probably can't show your phone.
Wesley Moss wrote this down in like a document and then texted it to us. So that was the first half of the night. Oh, that was Josh Gifford Beams. And that was the second half of the night.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was our planning for the night. Yeah.
I thought it would be more planned than that.
Oh, Josh Beams again. Geez, we saw him at the deer park. Yeah.
Did he put a camera on it?
Well,
I think given that obviously in-depth planning you guys do, you ought to be congratulated for what was a pretty phenomenal and fun and funny shenanigans night. Obviously we saw shenanigans last year, and we thought that was pretty cool. But in my opinion, this year topped it. It was a completely different level of energy, which was pretty amazing, really. everyone in the room had this shit-eating grin from ear to ear the whole way through Saturday night.
They did.
That was my
expressions-
favorite.
the
My favorite
expressions on
part of the
everyone's
whole
faces.
night. Andrew Thompson, you're a freaking legend for catching that one. What I love about that was, so I was really genuinely really pissed that Matt kept fucking electrocuting me, because it probably didn't, like, someone said to me, I assume that wasn't actually on. I was like, that was really, really on, and it really, really hurt. And then
It's on. Yeah.
And then, so I was like, I've got to get him back. And I said to Wes, let's just connect this and see if we can get him. And I said, Wes, you go and connect it and we'll walk on with it. And Wes like connected like the positive to the negative, and it was just all over. And he walked on. He was like, and I was having to reconnect this behind Matt. And I was going, he's going to turn around at some point and notice. And then just being able to walk up and get him in the back of the neck. It was just my all-time BFOP highlight. It was just wonderful.
I'm pretty sure that like broke a bit of my brain. You know, that like, it was like getting punched in the back of the skull.
Genuinely,
When
were
you're
you
not-
surprised? Were you surprised about how much that hurt?
You know what? I wasn't surprised how much it hurt, because I know I've been electrocuted by those fences before and it wasn't great. It was more I was surprised of just being electrocuted, because I thought we talked about this. And also, like, you know, when I think about safe things to do, it's like electrocuting someone's fingers. I know it's the same thing. Like, I get that it runs through the body in the same way. But if I said, hey, Nick, can I electrocute your fingers? You'd be like, well, okay, sure, whatever. And if I said, can I do your temples? Can I give you a lobotomy with this? You'd be like, no. Even though it's the same thing.
Nah.
And so, like, yeah, it being up towards, like, the brainial region of my body was
Cranial.
was less than ideal, to be honest.
I'm no
and that's
expert.
really why I thought it's like Twitch on the left, I think. In that
I
photo.
think there is, you know, I think it is not all the same. I think you're right there. Depending on where you place each electrode, does have a different effect. Depending on
Next
so
time, Nick, we're
it's a
going to do
fair
one on
point.
your earlobe, one on your toe, and just make sure your whole fucking body. It's just going to go through you like a
But I have to
train.
say, full credit to Matthew, who jumped up on the stage and hooked up both his fingers and just stood there smiling.
Oh yeah, what a
Taking
freaking legend!
jolt
He
after
made me
jolt
look like
after
an
jolt.
absolute dick.
He was
He
just
did
using
that,
it.
Nick.
He was using it like a TENS machine, like they use, you know, when they put people on them in
Yeah.
hospital to keep their muscles active. He was like, oh yeah, I can feel a slight
I'm trying to
pinch.
say that he was my hero, because I saw you cry so badly being shot on the finger, and then he just stood there and took it. I was like, oh, I thought Nick was like, you know, it's like when you realize your parents are just human. You know?
You thought Nick was a tough guy, do you realize?
It just felt like that for a second, and then I was like, no, I get it now. Yeah.
Les makes a good point. It does look like you're singing karaoke, and maybe we need that next year. It's quite. It looks like a passionate ballad coming out.
It does.
It looks like an interesting scene. I'll give you that.
Yeah. What else is there? So, shenanigans was pretty crazy. Everyone was in their PJs. I think even more people might have gotten into that night than they did on the Friday night. Maybe there
it
wasn't
felt
many
like it.
people not dressed up, which is part of the fun. Because when everyone's together, you don't feel silly. I felt silly, but not really.
No, you didn't. You loved it. You went to bed in that nighty.
I did.
We all know you did.
No, I did.
You do that because of the morning.
I've got to say, the BFOP dress up thing. I started my life in the military, and there was a whole theme of you
So you
genuinely
90s for it, like
you genuinely. I'd deploy on operations, and I'd have like 40 kilos of kit, and then I'd have another whole bag full of dress up kit, most of which was women's clothing when that was acceptable, and just the environment you create when you go out for a night out dressed up in a ridiculous set of gear, it just breaks down barriers, and it's kind of, you just feel it all in it together, and that's always what I feel on a Saturday night. It's like we're all being a bit silly. We'll all regret these photos tomorrow, but hey, let's just have fun tonight.
Yeah. And there was definitely
what,
that sort of energy among the crowd. Like everyone was just letting loose. You know, it was great.
Isn't that something we've seen historically though through BFOP? Like we've been there obviously for years, and we've seen some interesting things happen. There's been
Oh, my word.
at least 2 or 3 things that have happened where either on stage or in workshops where we've gone, both of us have like filed an HR report with each other before realizing we don't have an HR department. And then what's interesting though is that none of those things have ever actually come to anything. What we've noticed is that when something interesting, or like I'll call it, we don't want to say controversial for lack of a better word, but controversial is in like people would like, oh, this would be get a lot of online love or whatever. Typically, people just don't post it. I even had to sort through a bunch of photos to try and find one of those incidents. We had an on-stage thing. It wasn't last year. I think it was the year before, maybe.
Yeah.
And
we had an on-stage freaking legend, is what we had.
Yeah, but we did. But it was also It was also something that if you put it in a public, normal, I'll call it a normal public environment, it would have become viral for all the wrong reasons. And at BFOP though, I struggled to find the photo of the thing, because it was like just everyone enjoyed it for like the laugh that it was, and nothing.
They sort of knew the right thing to do, which was it was fun, but don't put it on a public forum.
Yeah.
And last year's BFOP, we had one of our Shibari models. I think it was last year anyway. One of our Shibari models was ill. So Shibari is like a Japanese rope bondage art kind of thing where you get tied up and then strung up and like suspended and stuff. And that the model was ill, and I think, at least I might be wrong there, but Dennis Smith.
No, Dennis just wanted to get tied up. It's the truth.
Probably maybe it. But basically volunteered to be involved. And what was interesting was we had all these people come back to the hall crying after this workshop, and I was like, oh shit, what happened? And speaking to them, they were like, no, it was amazing. And where Dennis was doing this thing and was the most vulnerable person and explained, Dennis is good at explaining his vulnerability as well, admittedly, but he explained himself, and I thought, oh, here we are, we're going to see all these photos pop up now, and I'm going to have to try and work out how to moderate this stuff. But the reality was I had one person show me, I've only ever seen one photo of the entire workshop. And it was someone who came back from that workshop. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And they showed me a photo to try and explain what they were talking about. But it never went anywhere. And it was almost like this immediate respect that was built because they were all in that room.
Yeah.
And I feel like BFOP's got this culture of if you were there, you were there. And if you weren't, well, we'll talk about it, but you'll get it or you won't. And it doesn't matter because if you weren't there, it doesn't matter anyway. And so it's pretty special. I don't know that you can replicate that anywhere. I don't know how you get that.
I see that in so many ways. Sort of when, when you get new people coming to BFOP and they're anxious about something, and they'll sort of put something on a public forum that could be read as being critical. And then you just get this kind of love bomb, which is a whole lot of people go, oh, don't worry, this is it. Don't worry, we'll sort this out. And it's just a beautiful atmosphere, which is a whole lot of people have gone, I've got what this is about. This is about creating a positive atmosphere, making people feel loved and respected. And in every element, you kind of see it. And in many ways, it's become easier and easier for Matt and I to run it, because we don't have to get involved when that stuff goes on, because someone else will come in and go, hey, don't worry about it. This is what's going to happen. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think that speaks to the people who are there. And if you bought a ticket this year and you knew, take that as solace. You'll get there and you'll be like, what is going to happen? I don't know. It's like a roller coaster, because you're thinking, when's the peak? When are we gonna go off that cliff? And I'm going to be like, oh my God, and free fall. But by the time you get to that peak, you'll have someone else's hand. They'll be holding on to you, and you'll be free, and you'll be fine. That's what makes it all special. And I think that's, it takes me a lot to debrief off these things. I haven't actually had a time to stop since BFOP. I went straight back to work, not the Monday, but the Tuesday. And I haven't even had time to stop and think about it. But it's,
and
Matt, what it is. It's the safety net in this.
Matt gets most of the pain on BFOP because he does the ticketing, because he does the sort of troubleshooting when stuff goes wrong. And I think Matt, you're kind of more sensitive to that anyway, that kind of negativity when it comes through. So it's really, like I find it tough sometimes. Matt finds it really, really tough, and it's definitely got easier over time for all of us.
Hmm.
Well, that's good.
We've got a group of people now who kind of get it, I think.
Yeah, and I think, you know, and it did. There were no barriers between people. Like there was no barriers between participants and instructors. There was no barriers between traders and you guys, or you know, like everyone was just there to support what was happening before us. You know, it was this great collective effort that you could be sitting or standing, you know, at Shenanigans next to the rep from Leica and a couple of ticket holders who are wearing, you know, Matt and Nick pajamas with your faces on their ass cheeks.
Christ.
Like, you know,
As Matt just pulled the plug, is he?
His beige room has taken over.
He's back.
oh, there we go. He's back.
No, it was so that was a good point. So on the Shenanigans night, taking photos of everyone coming in,
Yeah.
it was literally just like that. I'm taking photos of, you know, everybody, and it's just a mixture of people that are here to participate in the festival, and then there's an instructor that comes through wearing a cow costume, and then there's the guys from Camera House come through all dressed up as different animals and stuff. And it was a parade of that the entire time.
Yeah.
Everyone there to have fun. You're exactly right. There was no barriers between anybody.
Yeah.
Through the
There's
whole
a comment here I just want to jump to just quickly. Sorry, Matt, just from Tweak Productions. I was a newbie this year and felt so at home within this amazing community you have created. No egos, just people who love photography.
Tweak, what's your name?
Tweak,
Twerk.
like from South Park. Tweak.
I've got to say, like one of the things that sort of has been a treat for me is, like, I'm not a professional photographer, and it's been, you know, I have the same thing I suspect all the BFOPers have, which is I get to hang out with these cool photographers and talk about what they do and sort of feel awesome by connection. And I sort of love it every year. I mean, like this year we're sort of meeting people like David Dare Parker, who kind of I sort of know about, but then you get to talk to him, and it's been a real treat. It's been a treat for 9 years.
Yeah. I was saying to Justin the other day, I was saying, you know, like it was so surreal. Like I especially at the after party, but even at other nights where I'm talking to Chris Hopkins and David Dare Parker, two people who I, you know, are kind of my heroes of that sort of genre of photojournalism. And I just felt like I was in another world. Like I'm just standing here having a conversation with these two amazing photographers. But there was no ego, like Tweak said. There were no egos. It was just, let's talk about what we share in common, you know, which is a love of image making and chasing the light. So yeah, it was pretty magical, I must say. Did Tweak end up sending through their name? Jamie Vandenbrink.
That's Jamie's got to be Dutch there, surely.
Our website would have been
What
like,
Vandenbrink didn't give it away.
So what about, were there any, so obviously you guys don't get to see many of the workshops unfold, but was there any rumblings around of interesting workshops this year that you heard that ran that you're like, oh, that sounds like that went really well, very fun, very cool? Anything that pops into your mind, that workshops that some of the instructors ran? Beyond your two epic workshops, obviously.
Matt, you go.
Well, I was going to say Nick's workshop, to be honest, and I was hoping he would talk more.
Go on, Matt. Go first.
I think that this year more than ever, the feedback was, you know, the things you don't think you'll love are the things you love, and the things you thought you'd love, you kind of go, oh, that was good, but. And I think that'll always be the case. You know, you book on a landscape workshop as a landscape photographer, but what you forget is that you've got to factor in there are people there who have never taken the landscape all the way through to, you know, people who are really, you know, professional almost at that. And so the instructor's got to deal with that whole spectrum. And so it's unlikely you'll, as an experienced landscaper, you'll receive, you know, super pearls of wisdom that you go, wow, the whole thing was really relevant, because they're trying to teach everyone.
Yeah.
I think that the ones that I had marked this year as the workshops that would be really popular because of their uniqueness alone actually didn't sell as well as what we thought they would. But the feedback afterwards was exactly as we suspected. The ones that were the more unique ones that actually were probably got the best feedback because it was, oh my God, I didn't even realize I would X, Y, Z. And and maybe that's a result of the way it was described or whatnot. But my advice, always to people in BFOP land is like you book the stuff that seems like the least you. The less it looks like you, the better it will be. And that'll be different for everyone. But the result will probably be the same, is that you just get a better experience. And in terms of actual genuine workshops, like I one that really comes to mind, Anne Scott Virtue,
Prompt Me.
she and her, I can't know, called Prompt Me Baby, I think it was. And
I want to do that workshop.
Yeah, let me also just put some context into here. Like, I spend probably 3 months of my life fielding phone calls from our instructors, consulting on what their workshop should be and will it work, and like how should they run it and what should they do. And not to give myself the expertise, but like I think because we run the festival, people expect that we know roughly what is popular. And so Canon, you missed out on the explosive things this year. That was a really big hit, just saying.
Was that the one that Danny ran?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks cool.
3 seconds. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, that's right, Mark, just saying. But I think that the advice I always kind of give to people is like, make it different, make it unique, find something different. And the ones that do, they go really well. Anne's one, she called me and she was like, I've got this idea. And she talked me through this Prompt Me Baby idea. And if I'm to be totally honest, I completely misunderstood what she was saying, probably because I was driving somewhere doing something else and was like, thought I was listening, but obviously I wasn't. When she actually told me what it was, which was like a week out from the workshop, I was like, oh, that's okay. Yep, that's not what I remember. But yeah, okay, sure. Like, it's too late now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And it was actually one of the most popular. In fact, as I said, they've flagged her, but also the ambassadors actually said, I want to participate because this sounds interesting. And it was a workshop. I really didn't think it would go the way that it did, but a lot of really amazing feedback. And it was basically, you got 2 prompts. One was kind of like the thing you're photographing, and the second one, I think, and I'm going to be corrected here, I'm sure, but the second thing was like either the style or the connection or the something or other that you're shooting it through. So it kind of gave you like some very specific instructions without giving you the actual instruction, and it made you really think creatively. And I think what's really important to our BFOP crowd is how do you think creatively? Because it's easy to point a camera at a beautiful thing and take a beautiful photo. But how do you point your camera in a way that makes even something that's not so beautiful actually, a good shot?
Yep.
I think it was because she showed me with the cards. I think one was very much sort of an equipment based or technique based thing, and then the other one was emotive. And it was one of them was actually one of the equipment based ones was because you were working with a partner, was swap cameras with your partner. So it's something like that. Like one of the prompts was, first of all, swap cameras with your partner. Now create a photo that makes you feel free, or something like that. Like something very much more conceptual. Or exactly. So she showed me, like, she made me pick them 2 or 3 times, and I was like, oh man, I want to do this workshop. This would have been fun. And it's a workshop you could do at any level. You could literally, a beginner could do it, or you could do it, the instructors could do it and have a great time. You know what I mean?
I think it's also the sort of workshop that it sounds really basic. Like if you're booking it and if it was written the way that it actually is, it's a really simple concept. But the reality is that without someone actually telling you what to do, you won't do it. And so it's a worthwhile sort of workshop because it forces you to do something different.
Yeah.
Not because it teaches you specifically how to set a setting, It's a different lines.
Yeah.
That's a very, very hard thing to get your head around if you're not a creative person naturally. A lot of people want the technical, and you go, well, actually look at our instructors. Most of them aren't that technical. You know, they're technically great because they've got practice, but they're not from a technical background. They happen to have the technical because they've done it a billion times, not the other way.
Oh, they're totally hopeless on the, like, if you actually ask them. I always, you put them out in the little quiz thing and they just have no clue.
I didn't say
there's so many of those workshops that I thought were fabulous this year. I thought someone's mentioned it in the chat actually. Joel Aston's like Bruce Gilden one, which there you go. Which I loved on so many levels. One, it's useful technique, but two, just the kind of chutzpah is required to do. Yes, chutzpah is required to do it properly, and there's so many interesting photos from that. I just love it. Put people in an uncomfortable position. That's great. In an uncomfortable position.
I like this one.
Yeah. I thought that was magical. I thought David Dare Parker's shoot down at Bright Museum and the railway station, just, you know, he's an on-set photographer, and I don't know what he did. I looked at those photos and went, like, I wish I'd gone to that, just because the way he'd only had 2 lights and he just created this sort of magical sort of scene that everyone caught. So, you know, that was brilliant. Like Dennis, like going like a freaking methamphetamine animal until 1 a.m. at my place, like amazing. And with his, like, we need to get him to talk about this freaking funnel torch thing that he's got, because that's unbelievably clever. There were so many things where I went, oh, I just wish I could go and do all of those different workshops. It was really special.
Lisa Leach says the mobile darkroom was incredible. Yes, sorry, Matt.
Can we flip this for a second? Because, like, Nick and I, we talk a lot about this, but, you know, like, we see a blip of a nothing at this festival. You know, like,
oh, Josh Bean, magic, by the way. Sorry.
No, that I will definitely agree with. But, like, we see a really small amount of this. You know, we're the admin team. We do the organize it all. My question to you guys, maybe, like, let's flip it around, is what do you guys see? I mean, you're an interesting addition. Like, Greg, you said something we spoke this morning on the phone because we're talking about doing an article type thing and writing some stuff. But you said something really interesting to me. You said that this was like the best weekend you've had in years. And I'm sitting there, and my reaction to you initially was like, what are you talking about? You had to sit there at the doorway the whole
We didn't
week.
sit. You stood.
No, there was no sitting.
Yeah. No room
like,
for seating.
We can talk to, you know, for days about our experience, but our experience is nothing compared to kind of you guys there. Like, why? What do you mean? Like, how could it possibly be this weekend? Either you've got really.
I have a pretty sad life. Yeah. No. And look, to be fair, last year's BFOP, I felt pretty much exactly the same. And I think I came up to it after we had the after party and the bus dropped us back. And I said to you, hey, you know, we're going to head off now. We're not going to see you. So I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for such a magical weekend. And you just laughed at me like I was being some sort of dick. But, you know, and I get that. You don't see a lot of that magic because you've got your head in so many other games going on at the same time. But, you know, when I said to you this morning on the phone that this is one of the best weekends I've had, I meant that quite sincerely. And I've said to you guys in emails and some of the posts I've put on the groupies page that I've never felt that sort of energy in a creative environment like that, where everyone felt like they were winning. Everyone was on an even playing field. There were no egos. There were no barriers. And it didn't matter who you spoke to. You could be speaking to David Dare Parker, or you could be speaking to, you know, Tim Siama's first time, who, by the way, was the first one up on the dance floor.
Yeah, legend.
On Saturday night. And actually, just a side note, when he jumped down and I said, see, I told you BFOP was going to be good. He goes, yeah, but I think we should move some of these chairs and make more dance space. Like, he was just...
he wanted a dance floor.
He wanted a dance floor. He's like, where's everyone going? We should push the chairs back and just get into it. Like, you know, and Yeah, and I've said this a few times to people, and they've sort of said, yeah, it was a bit like that, where I've said, I've never felt energy like that in a room full of creative people. Like I've worked in corporate, I've stood in front of hundreds of executives and given talks, and you just don't get that sort of energy. But at BFOP, it's very different. It's a very different experience from, obviously from outside of the admin team, because like I said, you guys have got so much going on that you don't see a lot of it. So that was my experience anyway.
Yeah. And
Jim, it was your first, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was, yeah. Yeah.
He got hit by the BFOP truck on Friday morning. He wasn't expecting it. Come out of nowhere. But
what was the experience like for you, Jim? What did you think?
It was a fun weekend. I was disappointed I had to leave.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like it just got better, as it went on.
You didn't miss much.
I stayed until about 9 p.m. Friday night and then headed off. So I kind of saw a little bit of Friday's action, some of the lights and around town. So that was pretty cool to see. But yeah, everything else, it was an amazing time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, so the hard thing is Greg and I got to ease into this last year where we were like free birds. We had no responsibility. We were just like rocking around, going to workshops, just chilling, waiting for the bar to open. Whereas this year, Jim's first day was basically him talking to people on the Lucky stand, selling camera straps and mouse pads and photography
and belts.
And
I'm wearing a Lucky Straps belt.
That's right.
Is that belts? Yeah, belts. I would have bought a belt. I need a belt.
Oh, let me show
we got
you.
belts.
Check it out. They're quite nice. Show us, Nick.
There
Look
you
at
go.
that.
Beautiful
Quality. Very nice.
3 colors, all sizes. Sorry.
We didn't stop until like 5 p.m.
Yeah. We had a little lull over lunch, but it just kicked right off again.
Yeah.
At 3 p.m. lunch.
Yeah. So Jim didn't get a chance to really explore much. Like we didn't see past the end of our stand until 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
We didn't even know what what everyone else had set up. So so it was unfortunately I got to try and next year we need a bigger team so that we can maybe rotate or something and explore a little. But
yeah,
we want to see your imaginary wife.
My imaginary wife. She'll come up next year. We needed it.
Yeah.
God,
we definitely
needed
needed it.
So much easier if she had been
she's
there.
the true brains of the outfit.
Yeah.
Well, that's no doubt.
Yeah.
You know how when it's like, when we find it really stressful and, we're kind of like, we should bring the wives up and whatnot. And then we do, and everything gets a lot easier. Similar kind of situation. I'm sure.
Similar kind of thing. Yeah. Well, it
no man is an
for us.
island.
She keeps all the trains running on time. So when she lets us go up there by ourselves, next thing you know, you're eating a donut at midnight with butter on it straight out of the microwave. It's a fucking disaster.
In a 90.
In a 90. Not even kidding.
That'd be a really good photo, that's all. Yeah.
I should have taken a photo of it. Yeah. Do a workshop on stamping your own strap. Oh, that's not very fun. It's more of I do a photography workshop.
Might dig it.
Maybe. David Skinner, buying a classic wrist strap has been the best piece of camera accessory I've ever bought. Thank you. We got a lot of, what was really interesting because we sell everything online. So we don't often get to play with people's cameras and help them fit a strap to it in person. And
cameras, Nick, cameras.
Okay. What do you think I was going to strap?
I just didn't know where that was going.
Anyway. It was so good to be able to do that all weekend, help people find something that's comfortable and not bragging, but we took a few competitor straps off cameras, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
Next year I want to make a board
bin.
A bin. And give them a free
light
t-shirt
on fire
if they toss the strap in the bin or something afterwards.
But it wasn't just about the straps. We had so many people come up to us and just stop. And they'd wait for us to finish serving a customer and fitting a strap to a camera. And they'd say, oh, sorry, we've already got straps and they're wearing them. It's like, we just wanted to say thanks for the BFOP instructor interviews that helped us pick the workshop we wanted to do. And we've just done that workshop and it was amazing. Or, it was that sort of feedback that was wonderful for us too, because
And the booking live streams. Yeah, a lot of people
Yeah, the
mentioned the
booking-
booking live streams.
yeah.
Apparently that was quite useful. So
yeah.
that's cool.
So
That was
that,
very
sort
cool.
of stuff was intermingled in with all of the people asking about straps. And, we had people come to us on Friday and they were pretty keen. Obviously, we sold a lot of straps, but then they'd come back either Saturday or Sunday, say, look, I've decided I want to get a wrist strap as well, or I want to get a matching this strap. People just were really embracing the brand. And I think, for us, that was really rewarding because we could help people fit their cameras in person. And, and often I would just hand people my XE5 with its lucky strap on it. And so just go for a walk, take some photos, see what you think, hanging around your neck, go see what it's like. And then they come back and go, oh yeah, I think I want this one. And actually through doing that, I actually sold someone on buying a Fujifilm XE5 and they went and bought it straight away from Matt or from Camera House. So that was a nice, being a Fuji fanboy, that was a nice little victory for me.
They use
This
code
sounds
Greg.
Send that time code to me, please.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I can tell you now,
Selling cameras.
Laura is. So Laura, my lovely wife, who is obviously organising, the check-in process.
Yeah.
She wrote back earlier when I was saying like, "Hey, jump on the podcast," because I'm obviously not at home right now. I'm in Phillip Island, in the middle of a storm, which is awesome. She says, I can't find the chat on my phone because I didn't send it to her because we were really slow about it. She says, but can you please thank the boys for my cozy hoodies? I've been living in mine ever since.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. They are cozy.
They are cozy.
They
Can I
are.
just say, boys, though,
Congratulations.
I do not have a wrist strap or a neck strap or any lucky strap. I do think that my GFX could do with the wrist strap.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm
If I
writing
could
it
drop
down.
it in at all.
I'm making
I
a
got,
note.
I got one. Is it because they love me?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
See,
GFX?
this is the
You got
thing.
the 100S2?
Yeah,
Matt,
which one
did you get the
you-
100S2?
No, just the 100.
The
So
Or the 100 Mark
II.
II?
he's got the one with the nice EVF.
Yeah. So when I reviewed that for
Oh my
Shop,
God, can I just say,
I used a wrist strap for that. It's perfect.
straight up marketing jargon, but like I've got Sony and Fuji, and someone pointed out to me the other day about this was actually at BFOP. They pointed out something about like the color of what a photo I was showing them, and I was like, oh, I do enjoy the Fuji color type thing, and they were like, oh yeah, well I've got Fuji and rah, and they went on this bang on thing. Anyway, like ever since BFOP, I've actually been taking my Fuji kit on my corporate commercial shoots.
Ooh.
And even my clients have been like, stepping up. And I'm like, with the lighting. And I'm like, well, not really, but sure, okay. So,
Really?
Anyway,
Nice.
I did a wrist strap. So, yeah.
So you're telling me your clients
you
noticed?
know someone. You know.
I'll
Yeah, we know-
help you out.
we know
What
someone.
color do you want? You got a color that you like for your
We
food?
can do a live buying party. Bring it up on the website. Just
I'm sorry.
Just bring 'em
All
up.
different
Well-
glitchy shit. in there, yeah.
Dennis just sent me a message. He said, I recorded my video today in my Lucky Straps
Ooh.
t-shirt.
nice.
Thanks, Dennis.
Hey.
Good job, Dennis.
What a legend. Hang on. Here we go. Got comments rolling in. Scott Longdon, Justin, I haven't forgotten about the lens cap. I'll call you. Yeah, we'll try and figure it out. It's going to be tricky. I assume you don't want to ship that lens to us to try and measure a leather lens cap for you. I'm sure it's expensive or something. Who else we got? Ben Cooper, Lucky Straps for the win. Camera strap last year, wrist strap this year. They were both beautiful. Looking forward to what happens on the 10th year of BFOP. And then follows up with...
Jesus. Oh, Ben was going to get like a
Shirt and
retractable
hoodie.
recovery strap for his camera. So when he drops it over a cliff, it just bounces back. Like, yo.
Comes
Like a
back.
bungee cord.
Wrist strap for food photography. Yes, good idea. What else have we got? Don't know. Lots of things. Everyone's going crazy.
Yeah.
Still waiting for the lighter wrist strap for the Leica. Yeah. We're working on it. We're working
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
What
shut
code
up,
do we
Adam.
use? Go, Justin.
Go, Jim.
Well, apparently
Greg.
we're also
Code Greg.
we're working on a fucking 8 camera strap for Anne.
Yeah. And what's
yeah.
the
No,
a
she wants a
harness.
5
Outrageous.
camera strap. Like
It was
Sling
4, wasn't
harness.
it? Or was it
it
5?
was 4,
No,
but she's
5,
like,
she-
but I carry 5. But she's like 4 will
Sometimes
do,
carries
4 will do.
five for a wedding.
Yeah.
Let's
I-
talk about BFOP 10. Sorry, Matt, you want to go first?
No, well, I was going to no.
Nah.
No, all right. Let's talk about BFOP 2026, which will be the.
Hey, hold on.
Hang
hold
on.
We've got to hit on
Hang
the.
on.
Let's see what
You
happens.
do a wee.
Okay, you can go. We'll talk to whoever this is.
All righty, you lot. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we actually.
Jesus
can.
Yes,
Christ.
Dennis.
All
It's
right.
a bogan.
Now, would you bloody shut up and wrap this up? I need to edit my BFOP video, and I can't do it while you're talking.
We're
Right.
almost there, mate. We're almost there.
Nah,
We could
what
drag
a-
this
a
out
look.
for another couple of hours now.
What a bloody magical BFOP that was. Hey, I was looking at some footage today, and I just felt so good. Like there was something magical. There was something. I know. A lot of us were talking about it afterwards. That felt different this year in a really beautiful way. And it was,
I've got to
it was
say,
great.
Dan,
Anyway.
from where I sat, you certainly took out the MVP award. You certainly brought the energy to every single thing you did, from the moment they were doing that sound check on stage to you walking around in a cock outfit, inserting your cock
Do you know what
into
it was, Greg?
conversations.
You know what? I've been thinking. I've been ruminating since BFOP about what was different this year for me. And what it was is the last year I'd done like 3 laps of the world and then came to BFOP. This year I had pretty much like I've been studying, but I hadn't really done much this year. So I had like 3 or 4 months of energy to save up to get there. But I promise you, that was all I had. that was it. Like the tank was empty on the way home. I slept. Yeah,
Oh, that's fair, mate.
I did a lot of sleeping on the way home. But I had a blast.
You worked your ass off, mate. You really did.
Any of the things that you did would have been fine as just the one thing. If you're like, oh, the one big thing Dennis did this year was the Friday night in the river, or the one big thing Dennis did this year was the world record attempt, or the one big thing Dennis did was the longest workshop ever until 1 a.m.
Oh, that was hilarious. That was pretty funny.
So-
we had a situation where things got a bit shaky for me at the beginning. I tried something new that didn't work, and I could tell people were just not. Well, they all told me afterwards that what were you talking about? We were having the best time ever. But I said, right, everybody stop, come to me, and we stood together in the forest, and I said, right, here's the deal. I'm feeling strong, lie. Feeling physically good, lie. Super, like the energy is here. I promise you that we will keep going tonight until every one of you comes to me and goes, wow, look what's on the back of my camera. 1:30. It was brilliant. And they were all lying. They were all, of course, they were lying. They all had something amazing at about 11. But anyway, I'll let you carry on.
All right. Well, maybe
Thank you guys.
hopefully, maybe we can get you to one of the evening events next year. Maybe, surely we can figure that out.
I have a fully sick plan of just chaos. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
See you guys. Love you heaps.
Thanks, Dennis.
See you, mate. Take care.
Bye.
Hey, Dennis.
Oh, there
The
we go.
call-in worked. That's fucking awesome.
Did straight away
Sid,
like that.
Do you just wait? This is going to be the first ever live call-in podcast show. We're going to be famous.
Yeah.
We'll be taking calls from every stand, everything, everywhere.
Especially with us as guests. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Best.
I have a request.
What is it?
Can we look at some of the BFOPers photos?
That's what
Please.
that was the
Yeah.
plan for the start of the show. I was like, the plan will be we'll just look through the groupies page, and that's what we'll do. But there's so many, I don't even know where to start.
Was that one
Like-
from Nick's workshop?
Which one?
Up ahead.
Oh, up here. Well, I was going to look at these from Ian Tan's workshop. These are from Carl Smeets.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I didn't even see. I think I saw Ian like once,
I don't think I saw
maybe
it.
twice. It was
Oh,
I didn't
Yeah.
see Ian at all. And I've been speaking to Ian like all the time.
and you didn't even get to cross paths.
Not
Yeah, it was a busy weekend. So I don't even know what direction to go. So this was on October
I'll go up,
16th.
go up. Let's see the BMX shots and let's like crucify them.
Okay.
It's a bit blurry.
Well, this
Oh,
wasn't taken
stop.
by Nick. This was taken by Carl.
Still blurry.
Oh, that's
oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a great shot.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of distracting elements, including all the photographers.
the photographers. It was a behind the scenes shot. It
Also,
looks like It
Bit of
looks
blur.
like a load of fun.
Was a lot of fun.
It does.
It looks like a lot of, practically okay, technically not,
Jesus Christ.
I just want to see your face. I want to see like your schmucked up like face. Yeah. That's pretty good, Dennis. Pretty good also.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
So
looks amazing.
these are from Neil Anderson. From Dennis's. So did Dennis have morning workshops too?
Mm-hmm.
It says from Saturday 0900.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But the thing is, you got to work Dennis hard because like he doesn't do well with no direction,
Can we have a look at
Lots
some
of
of the
it
dog
is
shots?
fast.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
That looks like a lot.
Who's
I'd
a
love to do
good
that.
boy?
Yeah, indeed. I
Yeah,
love this workshop. I really
I think
like
he
it.
was cool. I think he was called Thor, which he doesn't look like a Thor to me. I've got to be honest, but he was lovely.
No, he looks like a Ralph. Dogs running through water is a recipe for just fun. It's a fun time.
Can I say, can you please compare that photo to when Dennis was splashing in the water later and just let's see which level if there's any difference.
I'll see if we can find it. We should have done this at the start of the show. That was the plan. Look at
That's
this.
so
roaring.
cool. That is
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, Nick, you look amazing.
Is that the same light that you're using right now? That's only illuminating your forehead.
Only when it moves to the right.
No, these are great.
What the fuck's going on with my Godox light?
Oh, yeah,
KL, talk to me about Godox.
Roaring 20s. No, you should maybe you could get a sponsorship with what's the cool one that used to be called Hobo Light?
No,
it's got
Hobo, they're brilliant. Yeah.
What are they called now?
I was literally sitting here going, I'm going to have to get some Hobo lights because this Godox has given up the ghost.
Macro workshop. Whoa.
Oh,
That's very macro.
Is that a robber? Was it called a robber fly or something? Is it a robber whatever? Anyway, beautiful.
Man. Gosh, Greg, they're closer than your ones.
Where did they shoot it? Was this shot at my place, Matt? Wake up, Matt. Was this shot at my place?
Yeah, that kangaroo was at your place. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Very cool.
See what I have to
Macro
work with?
workshop with Alex.
It's not your
Sears.
place. No, that was shot down in town. That was down in the around the community centre.
All right, well done.
You sounded so disappointing. Like, oh my
I thought it was my place.
Like, Oh, look at that ad.
Matt-
What's that? What is that?
Did you miss out on my wildlife workshop at BFOP 2025? I have something even better. A couple of spots left on my full day workshop next Friday. Oh, that's already been, has it?
No. Well, I don't know. It's not my ad, but like if it was, what would it say?
50 pages of notes, tons of quick reference cards included, advanced wildlife photography workshop, Matt Krumins photography.
Like, I'd probably click on that if I was you guys.
Look, I'll be honest. Like, Matt is probably one of my least favorite people of everyone I know, but I regularly recommend his photographic workshops. It's a pretty safe bet. It's going to be okay or better.
Okay, or better.
Glowing.
How I see things, Yeah.
These are some from Carmel on Glenn Lavender's. What was it called?
Awesome.
Great
Great photos in shit locations.
That's right.
Relatively inconsistent lighting.
That's amazing. Come on.
Didn't someone hand the police a camera and they took a few shots? I'm sure I saw images of that somewhere on the groupies page.
I'll see if we can find it.
I certainly saw
police-
shots of police. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw shots,
yeah.
but there was one.
Oh,
with
the Scott's photo.
Oh, look at that.
The horror.
Yeah, how do you make Charlie look worse?
It's amazing. Like it's I can't remember. It's slightly skewed to UV, isn't it? Those photos.
I have no idea.
But it's just
I wanted to watch that whole talk, but we were still working.
yeah.
So I sort of caught bits and pieces of it, and I could hear it happening, but I couldn't take it all in. So I'm sad I missed it. Yes to UV, Scott says. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right, what else we got here? OM3 ad for a competition now. Horses. Hey, Louise Sedgman. I've heard of Louise. She
Yeah,
might be
she's
coming on
joining
the
us-
podcast tomorrow
She's
morning.
joining us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Australian
Yep.
Eastern
She
Daylight
got
Time.
some good looking horses, I've got to say.
Yeah, I need to find some
That's
of
a
the
cool
projection ones. So these were from posted by Karen. So these are Karen's photos. Look at that horse.
Oh,
Look at all that
yeah.
hair.
It's a small horse with a lot of hair.
That's very cool.
Very amazing. I don't even know where that all happened. Was that a long way away from Bright? Do you know?
No, it wasn't. I don't know exactly where it was, but it wasn't far away. Like Louise is my favorite instructor because I'll just say, will you do something? And then she'll go, yeah. And then she'll book a horse, a place, and it'll all happen.
Make it happen. Les Oakey, these are from, where did he say these were from? With Brendan
There's
Waits.
Brendan, yeah.
Chasing
I've seen
the
loads.
Last Light.
Brendan did a super job. Well, I don't know where he took. I assume that's over near Mount Beauty somewhere, but he did a super job wherever he took them. These beautiful photos from there.
Can I just say, Nick, you're sounding more and more like you know what's going on at this festival.
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, these shots are awesome.
Brendan's in the chat. Tell us where you took them because that's lovely. I'm going to steal it.
Oh, yeah. So here's a little bit more from Saturday night.
Oh, Adam.
Les said Bogon Village Car Park.
Wow.
There you go.
Great job, Brendan.
More macro with Alex. Ooh.
Oh, a bit of Dennis.
There's a bit of a variety bag from
Dennis
Kevin.
drowning.
Kevin Soulsby, Dennis drowning. Shot of the room.
That was similar to the selfie.
Yeah, it was.
Nice behind the scene shots. Oh, you got
I like
the
that,
BFOP
yeah.
shot. That's awesome.
Mm.
I didn't get that. That diner shoot was crazy. I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
Can I make an
we just
observation?
walked around the corner, and it was just lit up, and they had a light in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, oh, there you go. Yeah,
It's nuts.
This podcast has gone almost the same length as the entirety of BFOP.
Yeah, you go. We can wrap this up anytime.
No. I'm watching intently. I've never been to BFOP properly, but I'm actually now seeing what people see.
This is your first BFOP, man.
Oh, click on
My
that. That's
first
going to be beautiful. Go, this is Adams. Oh, yeah. That's super.
Oh, that is
that's
cool.
amazing.
Mm. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Oh, I want to try this stuff.
Oh, black and white, mega, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What would that have
Really
been from?
mountains.
Would
That
have
was
been
on
from-
Hotham. It was either with
The bus.
Josh or Brendan or one of them. Yeah.
or
bus
Mika,
tour.
maybe?
Oh, Mika. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one. I think it's actually the one of the mornings ones where they had they went up there and they got absolutely blasted at minus 11 degrees, and they had
did.
1 minute where it did that.
You know how we know that? Because they all came back down the mountain, came straight to us to buy gloves.
Yeah.
So
There
many
was some-
people said I couldn't feel my fingers. I was like in pain. It was so cold. And so, well, we can help you with that.
I've got to say, I think we said that about 7 times. You're going to go up there, you're not going to think it's very cold, and then it's going to be so cold.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, it looks like we got Debbie's
Camera
posted
house.
some behind the scenes shots of the exploding stuff workshop. Was that outside?
Yeah.
I see.
That was down near the pavilion.
Cool.
That's so cool.
Ooh, bit of egg nonsense.
Oh,
There you go, Cannon. Suck it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're great.
That's cool.
Yeah, some of the shots.
I
are
love these
so
ones with the tennis
fun.
ball. Yeah.
It's just it's photography fun. You know, it's like it's
Yeah.
just stuff you don't get to normally do, and it looks
Yep.
awesome. And yeah, I think that's a great workshop. Amazing idea. I feel like any brand would be excited
Les.
to be a part of it.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
You would, you would think that.
Oh,
Les
that's lovely.
Oakey, Mount Hotham sunrise views with Mika Boynton and Josh Beams on Sunday the 12th. 8-frame portrait shot pano at 195mm f11 1/60th. Don't judge the settings there, Matt. Amazing, even on a tripod. ISO 400 using a Z7 with the 7200 2.8 S lens and Nissi filters. Jet Mag CPL from Croydon Camera House. Well done, Les. Good plug.
Yeah.
Nailed it. And good photo.
Great photo.
Very nice.
He didn't plug that he had his lucky strap on there.
He might have had to take it off because
He might, or maybe he hadn't picked it up yet.
That's also possible. What else?
Oh, that one with Penny Stevens, Matt.
This one?
Yeah, I like Penny went to 2 local artists, and this is Matt who paints these massive sort of canvases, and he's just like the world's coolest guy. So it would be lovely to spend a couple of hours with him. He's got the amazing place down in Wandillicon. Oh,
And some
bless.
couple shoots. I wonder.
I was not Matt anymore.
No,
No.
what workshop that? Oh, and now we're in the night.
Oh, and this is the ceramics workshop with Penny. Lucy, who's wonderful.
Very
Back
nice.
to the start.
Well done, Stuart Cox.
And he's not related to Seymour Cox.
We
No,
don't
it's
have a
just
Seymour
cousins to
Cox.
Seymour
We've only
Bush.
got Seymour Bush so far.
Yeah.
More from Brendan Waits chasing the last light workshop. It looks like everyone got epic shots on that workshop. Ooh, more of the pooch. Better check him out.
Oh, who's a good boy?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, that's a workshop I can get around.
Mm.
Nice photos, Jill. And then more from
More Les.
Les is getting the good.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then look at this.
The layers. That's good.
Ooh, it just gets more and more golden.
No.
Yeah, you got some great stuff, Les. Oh, I like that one.
Good. Adam's clever.
Yeah, bought your gloves before you go up to Hotham. Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. We got here. Carl Ludick. Oh, the
Flick.
lighting. Very nice.
Are these Felicities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bendigo
she's-
local.
Yeah.
I like these.
Yeah, they're really well done.
I can't remember what the name of Carl's workshop was.
And it's cool to see what a flash.
Learned about the theory of flash. Carl explained exposure diamond, changing settings for both ambient light and the subject, focal plane, shutters, adjusting flash power. We then did the shoot using different colors. Our model was incredibly patient and amazing. I think all the models were, which is pretty awesome. Some pics.
Oh, this
from-
is Dennis's The Survivors. Like I remember I got back at about, I can't remember what time it was, at like 1:45 or something, and these lunatics were still going. I went to bed, and then I heard the door shut to my house, and I looked at my watch. It was 1:10. It was Dennis finally going to bed.
Love BFOP.
Oh,
Very
bless.
nice. Good work, Russell. And some night sky in there. It's harder to write words with light painting than you would imagine.
Nice.
I drew a penis
Have you
in a
tried it
photo
before,
for Jim
Justin?
once. Yeah.
No, you wrote a word.
I can't say that word on here,
No.
but that was funny. Jim was trying to take photos of his cool car that he used to own. He was
No,
doing
I was
long
taking photos of
exposures.
someone else's car. And you
Oh,
took a
that's
photo
right.
of mine.
And I got in there with a torch and wrote a word that shall not be said.
Oh, this is Joel's workshop.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Greg Haysom.
Well, it's certainly someone using the Bruce
Yeah.
Gilden technique, isn't
The
it?
technique,
Yeah.
yeah.
For sure.
The exact shot photography.
Greg, he lent me a tent for the weekend. Thanks, Greg.
Very cool. So many photos. You guys must be just you can't keep up with all the posts that are in the group. There's this crazy amount of stuff coming in here.
Yeah.
Graham nails some real shots here. I saw this.
Yeah. So this was that early morning.
Yeah, that one where they just look at that. Fuck.
Yeah. Chairlift.
Yeah. Just fire coming through there.
Mm.
Yeah, look at it.
Oh, that looks gold.
I think we almost killed about 30 people, but
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah, great shots. But yeah, that doesn't look pleasant.
No.
Apparently it was Adam Edwards' birthday the other day. Happy
Yeah, it
birthday.
was.
yeah, it
Adam
was, yeah.
What days ago? Oh, let's look at this. The dog shot that you just.
Yeah, more this is the
No,
most
this-
famous.
Oh,
photo
he's a
from
good
BFOP.
boy.
He's a good boy.
I love that. I love it. It's such a great shot.
Has Matt fallen asleep?
I think he might have.
He might.
I actually got a text from
No.
I got a text from Craig Murphy, our amazing AV guy. You're just going to keep going on until Matt collapses on his computer.
Yeah, the poor guy just needs a full night's sleep, and he's like, I can do this. No,
And I
yes,
said-
I can.
Yes, I am. He's not performing. And he said, yep, no stamina. Oh my God, he just poured an empty glass.
Yeah, well, here we are.
I feel you, Matt. I feel you.
Yeah.
I'm trying my hardest, guys. I
we
left early to get here, and now I'm going
Yeah.
to leave early to be like just checking out.
Nah,
you know?
nah. We
I
should
kinda feel like you need
we
good
should
night's
we should
sleep.
wrap this thing up. You've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Um,
assume you're back to work tomorrow morning, Matt. You're busy.
I start.
Yeah, I'm
shooting
lying
at
in till 11 o'clock. I know what you're doing, Matt.
What time do you start, Matt?
I'll be up at 4. Yep.
Oof. All right.
Wow. Yeah, you got to go to bed.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to put a pin in it, so to speak. But just before we wrap, obviously, thank you to everyone who's watching and listening along, and who's added comments and asked questions. We love that. That's why we go live for every podcast that we run. And of course, thank you to Matt and Nick, not only for giving me one of the best weekends of my life, but for everything that BFOP is and what it obviously means to so many people. I don't think you guys should ever take that for granted, and I'm sure you don't. But look, on behalf of us here, thanks so much for joining us today, and reliving BFOP 2025 just for a little bit, just to keep that buzz going for a little bit longer.
Yes. Thanks very much. BFOP 2026 is coming fast.
It is. It is.
Shut up.
Sorry, it's ages away. You got plenty of time.
Yeah.
You'll get a nice long sleep in before that.
If it even goes.
And yeah,
ahead.
we do have Louise on tomorrow morning. We'll actually, so I didn't even, this Facebook page is so dense with photos. I didn't even find any of the horse projection photos that she did at BFOP, but we'll be digging into her entire
I'll look tomorrow.
photo history tomorrow and more, but we'll have a look at those tomorrow.
Yeah.
And otherwise, yeah, that is it. Thank you very much. And
Thanks, lads.
we'll catch you guys soon, I guess.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys need to say? Festival 2026 is already sold out. There's nothing to, everyone's join the wait list if you.
Yeah, that's it. Join the wait list. Like at the end of the day, statistically speaking, there's at least 50 places that come up because people buy tickets and things happen.
Right.
So I think we've got 35 to 40 on the wait list at the moment, which is great. We're a week out, but jump on now.
A week and a half.
If you haven't got a ticket, a week and a half, whatever. Yeah. But the point is that you might go, oh, it's sold out, I'm going to be sad. Just join the wait list, and odds are you'll probably get a ticket at this point, and you'll be fine. But if you don't, because you're being too stubborn about it, well, you won't. So
We'll see you at 2027.
yeah. Thanks, Tom Putt.
Yeah.
He's coming back this year, by the way.
Is he coming back?
Is he?
I don't know. I don't know.
You coming back,
Good
Tom?
question.
Let us know, Tom.
I assume he watches all of our episodes
Pretty
to the
sure
very end.
Cam is coming back. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from Tom except for the fact that he's like pointed out all the negative stuff. So anyway, we'll see. We'll see. If he listened this long, he'll know and he'll text me. So hi Tom.
Oh, we've got someone in New Jersey.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah,
Robert.
Robert,
Yeah,
this is Robert.
Robert.
He's a regular.
Hang on. Doesn't Robert always end everything with a kangaroo emoji?
No, that's Roy Bixby.
Oh,
I got them confused as well.
Have you talked about our international competition?
Well,
No.
no, but basically they say that if anyone's sitting anywhere that's an international flight from here and you want a ticket, we will like kick someone off who's already got a ticket and we will sell you their ticket.
So that stands because you said that for 2025.
No,
So you're
it's
saying
true.
That stands
2026.
for 2026. So if someone flies from the US or any of our
Yeah.
listeners from
Any-
somewhere crazy in the world that's not
International.
New Zealand,
we will random. No, New Zealand doesn't count.
What
We'll
doesn't
randomly. Yeah, it's like the
What if someone flies?
other state.
What if someone flies international and then flies back?
no, they've got to be a resident of another
Okay.
country.
Yeah, we want to
They
see
can't just be-
passports, Jim.
No,
We
yeah,
want to see
yeah,
passports.
yeah, we
need
want to see
evidence.
passports.
We need evidence.
Okay,
Right.
and they will get a ticket.
Well, they'll have to pay for a ticket, but we'll kick someone else out
Okay.
and they can buy their ticket.
They get to
But
steal a
essentially,
ticket.
yes. The point of this is that if you come internationally from not New Zealand, because they're not really international, that's like Tasmania, we will fund your ticket.
No, we won't fund your ticket. We will find your ticket. Apparently, we'll fund your ticket. We'll fund your ticket.
As in,
Free
like, we'll pay
tickets.
for your ticket.
Well,
Free
that
ticket.
There it is.
wasn't what we agreed, but apparently it is what we agreed. So free tickets
Free
for the
Unfortunately,
Americans.
Unfortunately, Robert Varner's out. He doesn't have a passport, but you have time to get a passport.
Yeah, you got a
Yeah,
year.
but-
Um,
11
unless
months
you
and
have
27
some
days.
sort of issue getting passports. in
Well,
which
hold on,
case-
wait.
That's
It's
right.
free except for the 10% tariff.
No, that only goes the other way. I got yelled at today about tariffs by email from a very angry
it's
US
fine.
customer. They said we should
Free
not be. We should
But
be
hey, you
including
could be-
tariffs.
You could be in the Philippines, you could be in Singapore, South Africa, you could be in Europe. Who cares?
China.
Like, you're going internationally, your home address is international. Let us know. We'll see what
love
we can
it.
do.
Apparently, we're
We'll
giving away free tickets.
We'll get someone here. We will get someone here through this podcast. Mark my words.
You do have to mandatorily go on Nick's BMX workshop, though.
Oh, that could be a deal breaker for some. And with
I
that,
agree.
Let's roll the
play
music and we'll say goodbye to some people.
Hang on.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry, Jim. Yes. Yes.
Well, Scott wants to know, including a plane ticket.
No. They pay for their own plane ticket.
Oh,
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. They gotta pay their own plane ticket. See you, Adam. See you, Craig.
So,
Jeff
Scott,
Weber. Goodbye. Sherry Howard. Thanks for joining us. Great job, guys. Thank you for an amazing weekend. Looking forward to 2026. Nick Sage. Good night. Les. Philip Johnson, as always. John Pickett. Brendan Waits. Thank you. Margaret Wong. Who else? Lucinda, of course. Exact Computers and Home Entertainment. Thank you.
see you, Greg.
Andrew Thompson, Lisa Leach, everybody. All right, we're out.
Thanks, guys. See you in the morning.